bounced around on team.
Alrighty, everybody, what is up? Welcome to the semifinals of University League. Today we're going to be having the Senate OOG as they take on BHAOT. Be a best of three series, starting with, I believe it is Consulate. Tonight, joined by my main man Cards. What's up, man? Say hello.
Hello?
Yep, they can hear you.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's hope so. What are your predictions for tonight's match?
Honestly, I have BH taking it. I think the last straw is going to go out Baltimore.
You see, I'm the opposite. The Senate are my boys. Especially they have Trello on live, on with them right now. This is gonna be pretty scary.
I don't know. I think he can be shaky sometimes. I feel like he can be shaky.
You think Trello's gonna shake? I don't know.
Honestly, yeah. I'm predicting something crazy. Crazy for the first time.
Here's my thing though. AOT is already on the verge of disband. They're already, up against it. They already don't want to keep playing together. So maybe this is it for AOT.
I mean, it would be the craziest prediction. I don't know. I think it's going to take a map for them to get going, but I think it's going to be a close one.
I hope that my stream is able to hear you. Talk real loud for me real quick.
Hello?
One more.
Yes. Is this working?
I hope so. I think so. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna turn you up a little bit just because.
Yeah.
See, what sucks about Streamlabs is it kind of forces the audio to combine between
Yeah.
yeah.
You can do that capturing an application if you were trying to sources.
I've tried it a couple times. I've just never had great luck with it.
That could be really wishy-washy. Nothing too crazy banned so far. Too pretty common.
I was about to say the Blackbeard and Dokeby ban are I'll bet you almost $20 we're gonna see a zombie get banned right up here.
They're just so dominant in these maps. You really got to get them off the board early.
Yeah, I was about to say Consulate. Just the Blackbeard take up this was it service stairs or the teller stairs is just so hard to beat.
Valkyrie first. C4 is massive until you can get from it. It's pretty common. So
Yeah, I was about to say again it all kind of leads back to that upstairs hold. Everything gets banned around that hold.
having a good roam there is kind of how you win these games, and getting rid of that roam period is going to make it even easier.
And there goes a vigil. Excuse me, sir.
Noah's zombie ban. Stay on the board.
I don't know how I feel about that. I usually the zombie ban's almost a lock. No.
Yeah. Maybe these do something we don't.
I don't know. Maybe these teams just don't care that much. They're just gonna see what happens. Let her stay.
Oh, fair enough.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
All right, let's see what we got going on here for a defensive setup. Yep, figured upstairs is gonna be the first start.
Attackers have discovered the location.
We got 1, 2 on the phones and drones. 3 of them actually setting up site. I was gonna yell at these 2 guys right here. Hey, not phone phase. Put TikTok down.
TikTok and semis is crazy.
I mean, dude, look. Akello and Marino? Yeah, Marino? Just chilling on TikTok right now.
I mean, it could be arrogance, and maybe it's well-founded, but still, I feel like you can't get complacent in these kind of games.
Or they are both, at the same time, actively going to take a piss. High probability of that.
I mean, I guess, I feel like you can wait. And, like, you can do it before.
Akello is still just chilling there. We have Snagzo, though, going to be kind of the aggressive one, pushing down service stairs early. They do have drones coming in to hopefully spot them. Same time, though. Oh, yep, there's the drone I was waiting on.
Already a very aggressive angle.
However, Murano is gone from Yeshua.
Run up, it's not safe.
Nope. Oh, and I mean, Doc getting in there, getting active as he takes Akello down. Forcing his way through, now gonna go for the service stairs. Piston Cup does pick a kill on a Trello, though. But Snagzo gets refragged down by, Doc. Piston Cup rushing up. The shotty does get the kill.
Good trade out.
Very good trade out. Just trying to keep their team active and in this. Gavilan needs to move up to help his teammate out,
See, that
though.
could be huge.
Just misses it, though.
You're
So-
gonna need a pick here.
My players to watch for this, by the way, are going to be probably Yeshua and Pancake, because those two they're very, very heavy standout players. But looking on the opposite side for AOT, it looks like Piston Cup is already off to an insane start.
Wonder if no C4 and kind of being cut off like rims here. I don't think it's that.
Nah, it's never going to work out in that situation. Late rotate was not a bad play, it just did not catch in time. Let me go see if I can post and share this around. Try to get some people in the stream, you know.
Gotcha. Obviously, it can be hard to get that many. It's the exact same setup.
This time, though, they do have the Mira, which I believe should be like a good pick for them. Just depending on how they choose to set her up. I mean, it's going to probably be default setups, but still. As long as she's actually, you know, not swinging herself to death, she'll be fine.
Yes, with these gauges, I think they can really help be a strong, powerful. Love to see if they bring up
10 seconds left before insertion.
Yeah, the Jaeger should be a good addition to what this team is lacking right now. You know, just something to kind of slow that utility down.
He's got to be careful of these switches because it's going to be a lot of clear out.
What was that?
Be careful about this. Utility they have. Ash from below, Flores, the ridge, it's going to add up.
Oh, yeah. Ishwa already rushing up the roof. He's prepping for that run out again. Dude, my Streamlabs must have glitched because I don't have any of my my camera or anything on anymore. I mean, Doc already getting in the building, taking that office down below, like the Visa side. Pretty much the same push he brought last setup. And all tracks already being burnt just to cover himself. Kind of a bit early to deploy that, at least in my opinion. Oh. And finally some upstairs aggression is squared, takes that wall, does get his can opener off before he's taken down by Snagzo. Pancake with a refrag. Marina, though, leveling the playing field, dropping Dogman. We got Pancake taking Marino down as well. That's a double kill for Pancake. As I said, he's going to be kind of an impact player for this. He's one of the young guns I've been telling people to watch for, because he's on the up and coming. If he can like maintain some really good consistency, he's gonna be one of the better players in the competitive environment. I don't know how much you've been, like, how long you followed around for in this, like, in this scene, like the SSL scene, all the crews under that. But Pancake's been he hasn't been around too long, and he's been pretty solid the whole time he's been here. You know, from his opening days to where he is now is just pretty much a different player. What?
Improvement is vital in this league. You know, it's so competitive. So many people are trying their hardest.
And Pancake with that triple kill, dropping Gavilan down. However, that fire damage, that might be the difference maker here. Coming in with only 20 seconds left, he's trying to rotate the bomb. Not the best play.
A lot of people reception side here.
And this one looks like we'll go to the defense here. But Trello could get himself a very lucky swing. 6 seconds left, finds one. If Akello gets aggressive, he will might lose this round, because Trello is not one to be messed with. But now he will run away and keep his timer up. That 6th man for the defense finally coming into play here. Come on, I'm trying to drop the audio down, game. See if I can make you a little easier to hear.
Yeah, I can get that sometimes with the audio working.
Attacks need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
You go at Flaxy and tell him post it.
They out for the K2 in the second advantage.
What was that?
They opted for the K2 ground in the bandit here.
I mean, the K2 trick is kind of like goated for this one, so I don't mind it. The issue with trying to bandit trick it is the play above, as well as just grenades in general.
Yeah,
So
5 seconds remaining.
K2bing it is awesome.
They don't think they're heading out. Rebelin out of a roam here. So it seems to be really a bunker type of play.
It seems that way, but they do have Piston Cup, who, like, playing the Jaeger, I mean, he's kind of been like one of the lifelong roamers of this game. And it looks like Akello, I mean, I'd hope to see him maybe try and get off site with that Vector, because the speed of it just, it's a great roamer weapon. Any more true, like, Gavilan, his DMR is good, but I don't think we're going to see very much of that off site. It looks like we'll just be a bunker hold.
Already the ram in is going to be really hard to deal with.
Yeah, as soon as they take this verticality like they're doing, it's pretty much game over for the defense. It locks down the entire objective. However, we do have two starting to get upstairs. I'm not quite sure that having him roam is probably the best idea, because he already walks himself into Pancake and gives up a free pick, as well as loses one of the most important vital pieces to this defense. Now we have Piston Cup just getting wrecked through a wall because Yeshua spotted the punch hole. And what should have been an easy bunker hold defense turns into a pretty bad nightmare as Marino whiffs his C4. Now that's every verticality piece they have to defend themselves with gone. They lost 2 roamers and a C4 on like the early portion of this round without even giving damage to these attackers.
They don't have a current thing on Marino.
Oh, Yeshua knows about him now, though. That had to hurt.
Beautiful shot by Pancake. Good down.
I was supposed to say, Marino follows it up with his own just beautiful play going back. Trello holding that hatch, finding that kill onto Marino, and then almost lays down Akello. However, Yesh was there to pick that kill. You know, for that being a bunker play, that thing was broken surprisingly easily.
Yeah, I don't know. I expected much more. I think massive thing to point out though is Yashway going 5-0 in trade differential. He's always getting those refrags and making sure that no kill goes unanswered.
Oh, absolutely. And then, like I said, I think a big portion of that last round, I mean, it hurts me to say, was probably the two-brow pushing up the steps. You know?
Yeah, I mean, having no roam, I think is such a huge throw here.
No roam is a massive throw, but having your two-brow be your roam in this site is almost, like, theoretically way worse, because you'll see exactly what just played out happen again. Like, he was supposed to be the guy to help walk walls down.
See if they adapted from last time. Marino is finally on the roam operator, so let's...
I was gonna say, I don't know if we're gonna see Snog pulling off site or not here. Kind of hoping for it. I can't lie to you. Everybody loves a good dock roam, right?
That ACOG can be really powerful.
So is that SMG-11, as Marino already is trying to take that manager office. Hoping to find an easy pick onto maybe an unsuspecting Pancake, because Pancake's been top floor entering this whole time. However, I main Doc does see Marino up there.
Squared deciding to play a pretty aggressive role here.
Good on him. That's the way to kind of like prove the leadership here. Is this man is taking point as the captain, the IGL, and now the first entry. I haven't seen that level of play since, well, Mr. Pickles back in the day. They are sending the drones up to find Marino though, and Gavilan will find Trello.
Drew's on front there too.
Looks like Pancake did get a really nice fry down onto Akello. And here comes Marino down the steps in a trade between. Woo-hoo. Nice. Snogza did push up and put the thing in his the game in his team's favor as he found that pick.
I think Snogza was going to be the impact here. If he can get the kill, I feel like this could be over.
Oh, definitely. If he finds squared right now, that shifts the entire momentum of this round. But he has to find squared without that wall being open. And now that the wall comes open, it comes back into squared's favor. However, squared misses the swing. Had the ping and everything and just not enough to lay the kill.
Should be an easy close in here as long as they don't swing.
Piston Cup said he's just going to go clean it, though. I mean, you gotta love the aggression from these two teams, you know?
Yeah, I enjoy it. Yeah, I think it's going to really be the deciding factors. Who can really get in there first? Who can be the faster one?
Absolutely. Excuse me.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Alright, now finally making their way back to the upstairs hold. This time they are bringing out a Fenrir. Which, I mean, pretty much one of the best operators in the game for being, like, for that kind of bunker slow defense. I gotta give Fenrir all the props, you know?
I think it's going to be very annoying without any major twitch here so far. I don't think the IQ is going to do it.
Nah, well, thankfully he swapped himself over.
Well,
5 seconds left. Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Alright, so typical game so far, all the attackers make their way to the roof. Defense set up in some kind of normal positions. Everybody kind of hugging their walls tight. We got a dude hiding here behind the vending machines as normal. But there is no real aggressive peeks coming yet. Will that change? Maybe Piston Cup will swing himself into that little office room, that break room there. But I don't see nothing crazy unless Marino makes this play up into manager's office. And it looks like he's trying to. Him and who is that? That is Squared already battling it out for some dominance here. Trello will find the Doc off a window peak. And now we have iMain Doc playing below, just blowing open the entire floor. No surprises for his teammates, at least. Pancake comes in through manager, finds that kill onto Akello. And who is that he's got moving close? That's just Mr. Piston Cup. Down for another one. Double kill for Pancake. Marino and Gavilan left as the last two alive. Here comes the fire. Pancake does trade him.
Dominance so far.
Dude, I mean, Pancake is just walking in here screaming, "I'm him." I don't know what Legion was staring at.
I mean, yeah, I think that Pancake has really shown himself really so far. 2-0 on entry, and he just can't seem to be stopped. He's just rolling through all defense.
Here's the thing, though. As the attackers, you want to take the 4-2 split for this map. That's a definitive win. I mean, a 3-3 is the absolute, is a great win for the attack because this is more defender-sided. But if you're able to pull out the on-top 4-2, that just almost wraps this one up in a pretty little bow tie for you. A very heavy defender-sided map playing the attacker side.
I honestly think that if they don't get the 3-3 split here, it's going to be so bad long-term because that mental momentum is going to be gone early on.
Exactly.
It shows that even when, you know, our guys are going 1-2, 2-4, we can still win all of our rounds. We can still win our duels. It doesn't matter. We're just better.
I mean, they've absolutely been showing that so far. And I'll always put it like this. Could we maybe see more from Squared or, Doc? Yeah, sure. Maybe they could pick up another kill or two. But it's kind of hard for them to pick up kills when you have, like, Yeshua 5-2 or Pancake at 10-4. The round is over before they can get kills. You know, their low death count shows that.
I think they also have to see that their leadership, especially Squared, matters so much and provides a lot more value than some kills can.
Oh yeah, he plays into more of that kind of passive, like, I don't want to say a passive role, but more as an anti-flank watch role. It gives him the ability to stay towards the back of the group lines, listen to comms, and like point out what he wants his team to do. However, right now, it looks like he's going to be taking the front of the battle here, as he has himself on Blitz, which, I mean, he is their shield player.
Looks like Squared is probably going to run in someone here.
I bet we're about to see that because we have Pancake. Ooh, Squared eating a ton of damage. So we got Pancake pushing up through manager's office. And Doc gets fried below by Piston Cup. But honestly, these upstairs executes from this team have just been so good. But Square gets triple swung into a corner there. Pancake now trying to unleash himself. Picks one. Picks two. Oh, he could have a third one here as Yeshua is now walking up with him. What was that you were saying, Cards?
I think that, yeah, Pancake's just showing his dominance again and again here. We really got to get rid of this mirror, though.
I was going to say, Yeshua almost had himself to it, but Piston Cup gets the better swing. Our Pancake up to a quad kill. One more for the ace, one more for the clutch. He's getting aggressive with the swings here. Swings and it takes it! That's awesome, man. That is what we're here to see. First map, you know, we haven't even had our role swap yet, and we got an ace coming from Pancake. I've been telling y'all this man has slept on.
I mean, I think that if is he in SSL already? No, or is he on?
Yeah, the Senate are in SSL.
Oh yeah, okay. Nah, cause I'm relatively older from what I've watched, and I just started casting recently, so I'm much more used to hyper serious guys. And
Locate and
I mean, seeing
defuse
these new guys come through and show so much promise is amazing to me.
Yep. We like I want to get a bunch of these young guys together and talk to them about like what they've got envisioned for themselves, because everybody wants to be another Jinxie clone. They want to be famous. They want to win tourneys. But dude, there's a lot of money in that. But the dedication and time that goes into a league, it feels so much better at the end of week like 8 or 9 when you guys make playoffs and you steamroll through. It just has a better feeling to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think that a lot of these players, yeah, they're in it for, you know, the money and the fame, but I think there's the select few and the true best are in there for just trying to be there. They're trying to just be the best. You know what I mean?
There's nothing better than that right there. When at the end of the season, when you get the SSL Finest Award, it feels so great. I mean, I know we're not in that league right now. We're in the University League, but SSL is like the king at the top. So if you make his finest list at the end, it just, you know, has that specialty to it. As Yeshua finds an opening pick there on a Piston Cup, he does have someone on his yellow window. That's a nice vertical play from him to eliminate that buck. Sorry, I bounce everywhere and anywhere. I'm just I scatterbrain as I cast.
I get that, man. There's a lot going on sometimes.
Oh yeah. We got Gavelin just here on yellow stairs. He's got to make some sort of play though. I mean, standing with your shield fully extended doesn't get rid of the barbed wire. You know, it doesn't help your team. But some more pancake dominance coming as he opens up another kill.
Yellow stairs seems to be the point of execute here.
It appears that it might be, but they've got it locked down.
C4 is using the Monty there is pretty detrimental.
But Yesh up to a triple. Gets shut down though.
This should be over here as long as they play it smart. I don't see really any easy way to win this.
I don't either. Remember, it is only a BO3 tonight, so maybe we'll see a 2-0. I'm hoping for at least a 2-1 though. Either way works. But you know, I want my boys on the Senate to win.
I think I see this. Well, I assumed it was being taken as a sort of tactical timeout, but it seems to be rushing right in.
I mean, it probably would have been a smarter play to waste that like attack timeout, you know, to run around and then call your actual timeout after, get some time to kind of regroup and rethink. But at the same time, AOT, they have been struggling with mental, that I believe was part of the reason for them coming to a disband. And some disagreements in team fighting, so you know, maybe they're not wanting to sit here and talk. Maybe they're just thinking, rush, let's get it over with.
You know, you'd hope that with a team disbanding that they can at least end on good terms, but it seems that recently in console it hasn't been that way. There seems to be a lot of discourse between teams.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's been a lot of really good teams too lately. Like, for unknown reasons, just random disbands.
I think that, yeah, that changes a lot from PC, right? Or a lot from PC and T3 comp is that teams are so volatile, it feels, that trying to keep one together is, like, it feels like an impossible task sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, right now, trying to keep a team from disbanding is yeah, you're right, it's almost impossible. Unless you're the top 1% and constantly winning, it's hard to do.
I mean, trying to keep up, I mean, it's always so hard to fill that mindset of, you know, you gotta win to be the, you know, the only way your team can stay together is to win. It leaves you with such a hard goal, because if you're not constantly on top, if you're not, you know, always there to be the best around, they just collapse, and I don't think it can work.
No, yeah, you have to win to stay alive, but you have to stay alive to win. It's a hard cycle, but winning has to be the first thing that the team can get right together. If you guys all start on a losing note, the mental will always be, we just got to get better to win, you know? Yep, if you start on that winning note, you can then keep improving to continue on. Looks like it will be a pretty much bunker hold down here in basement, as Yeshua had rounds flying over his head as he retreated back down the stairs. We'll take the fight to the glass, but lags as he goes. Swear to God, he had the glass dead to rights there.
Yeah, I saw his ping spike up to almost 200. That's not a great way to take a fight there.
Nah, he had the better, like, the advantage for it and everything. It was just the ping spike caught him. And now here comes the vertical. Oh, what's up, Flaxy? How you doing? Yo, chat, get active. Yeah. Yo, people talk. There's like 8 of you here. Not as many as my normals, but come on, get active. Amira's gone, but Doc, well, the Mira, whose name is Doc, is just trying to fight this vertical here, but Marino drops, gets really active on it, up to a triple kill as he finds that 2-piece in the cafe, and then he's trying to rush him down by Gavelin. Luckily has the DMR.
Amazing round from a team that's struggled a lot recently.
Yeah, it looks like they found their stride on that one, but it could come from the fact that it was basement with no roamers.
Yeah, I don't know why. I feel like most playbooks and teams would, you know, try to move towards at least some roam. Most teams have been pretty minimal about that so far.
I mean, it could be just that, like, semifinals nerves where you don't want to be overly aggressive because it is semifinals.
Yeah. I also think that something that isn't being taken into account is that Pancake has played a relatively anchoring role so far, and when he's on the aggressive role, he's 2-0 in entry so far. That they need to keep relying on him and setting him in that role to just buy time, you know, get a kill, run away.
See, I more believe in the mindset that... There we go. My mic is... Come on. That we see a lot more like PL fall into. Of send your lower tier gunners out first. Let them be the aggressive ones. Let them be the push. Have your anchors be some of the best shots in the game. Because, you know, you want your low tier gun skill to weaken them. You know, when it comes down to that last 5, 10, 20, 30 seconds, you want your highest gun skill player standing there. You want that X factor, that clutch factor still standing there.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, you gotta pick and choose. Absolutely. You can't always have both.
And Snogsville will open that up with a beautiful double and then just a dip out of the map. Chat, the stream is dead, lock in. Yeah, you're telling me, Flaxy. Get some people in here, man. Bit of a weird site setup, though. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know it's common, but it's still really strange. Yeah, Pancake putting himself almost into a get ready to be double swung situation. A 2v1 here. He swings this. He's got 2 of them walking him down with Gavelin able to pick the kill, though. We're looking downstairs. We do have Trello getting that first pick onto Akello for his team.
He had the C4 there, and Thatcher just saved him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Doc just running in. Gavillain missing him with his scope, dude. No, this one is looking very, very bad if you're a fan of the Senates right now. With all the Bs there, the diffuser going. He's got no easy way up out of this situation. And so he rotates towards main. Setting up though, Torello picks a triple kill to clutch that round. Holy crap. From absolutely nothing to something right there, dude. I thought for sure the round was over. I mean, no offense to Trello. He does have some really good aim, but that was just a horrible situation for him to come back from. And he just whips 2 of the easiest kills that I think he's pulled his entire career. Dude had just a no problem flick to it.
I think that, yeah, it's an amazing clutch from Trello, but I think that there's a
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
It'll be interesting to see where a lot of these players go after the team officially disbands, because I know quite a few are already in talks with other teams.
I know 2 of them have already moved on to Void.
Do you know what team it was, or is it just the org itself so far?
Bomb located
What do you
by
mean?
attackers.
Like, which Void team, sorry.
There's only one Void team. Yeah. There's only one Void team. Yeah, 2 of them have already moved on to Void. Not sure where anyone else has went quite yet. But right now would be the time. Use this as footage for yourself. Use this, you know, to boost your stock and help find you a landing spot.
Drop the bomb. Recovered their
I think just getting one map on the board here would be a huge help for getting them all on team.
Oh, absolutely.
It looks to be so disproportional in terms of who's really performing right now.
That's the thing too, is it's only one map, so you could have one dude just stand out and look amazing, but he could be one of the worst players just in a very lucky game.
Yeah, you gotta hope that a lot of your teams are gonna, or teams you're going to are gonna watch the film. They're gonna see you, and they're gonna believe, more than just the last game you were with.
I got one thing to say though. This is console, so no one watches the film, as much as it sucks to say. Gavillain.
I mean, I can't.
Oh.
That's fair.
Yeah, Gavillain walking himself up these yellow stairs here, kind of by himself with the Monty, finally getting some teammates around him though. What's been starting as a kind of a bad play. They did the same yellow walk up last time as well.
Let's see if this time prefers to not die to civilians.
Well, Marino's putting his hives in, so it looks like he might try and dive this window. However, Square does find a very, very easy kill on that vertical player down below. And they've also got Pancake, Trello, and iMain Doc just standing at the ready for this upstairs yellow push. Yeshua does have his punch hole from bathroom too. And then Pancake picks his easiest kill of his life on Morello. Trello finding a Kello, or being found by a Kello. Snugs Owl finding Squared. Now Yeshua making this play up onto the Monty. Ooh, I think he might have hurt himself with that C4. A Pancake pulls up another one. And we still have iMain Doc hiding in this corner.
I don't think they see him yet.
They don't, and that will give him a free one, as he actually takes some damage from his own teammate.
1-1 per match. They stay alive.
I think, honestly, Doc's play should have been to get up, swing the Monty earlier, that way Pancake could run back and retreat, and then tuck himself into that kind of coughing corner in your window. But choosing to stay behind the desk even after he's been calmed was not a great play.
I get that. I mean, the finals and playoff nerves can really get to you sometimes. So
Oh, absolutely.
even simple things feel so hard.
defenders. Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
I know I take a very, very, very different look at a lot of things. It came from mostly T3 and T2, which performs a lot different than console as a C4.
I'm reloading.
Yeah, there's been 2 scenes I've been actively searching for, not searching for a way into, because I do have my, like, a ticket into them. I can get started in them. But consoles just had me captivated for so long. It's been something I built my kind of, casting career off of. I don't want to abandon it, so I'm choosing not to. I'm enjoying it here, and I understand the community, and I understand the play. You know what I mean?
Honestly, yeah, I get that. I mean, the community is, I'd argue, it's a lot different, but I kind of enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
Attackers bomb
It's an odd community. It's an odd group, but once you get in with them, it's very, very tight knit.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice though. It's a lot different than T3 because people are. I mean, I guess it's just more of there's so much more money at the very top, and people see how huge they can become, and they're so ruthless about it.
Yeah, for console, like our very top, our T1, which is tournaments. They're the BOGO players. They're like Mango, Stompin', all those guys. Don't get me wrong, there's money up there, but it's not buku money. It's not insane money. I mean, they're making livings off it because of their streams. They're not they're living off of their, competitive play style.
It's not like T2 where there's salaries of teams and there's a very large difference.
Exactly.
I think that makes it a lot harder for those because a lot of players are just doing it for the game.
Snugs out and Yeshua get a nice trade to each other. Akello did pick Trello, and that was Marino coming in, but Pancake is there to stop the defense. You have Villain now on the Monty trying to get aggressive. Pancake picks his double kill up, dropping a 20 bomb so far, and I mean Doc wants to get the swing onto Akello to finish map 1.
Dominant performance by Pink. 20 and 7 is something very easy.
I mean, he made it look easy too. That's the worst part, is he made a 20 and 7 look easy and quick.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane to see. You don't see it.
No.
And honestly, I think at this point, it is map 1 and it was a close map, but it's,
I mean, I'm not going to go quite that far yet, but I can agree with you that this could be the beginning of the, hey, shape up or ship out mentality.
yeah, I don't see it, honestly. I think that they needed that boost because they're already. Oh. Yeah, having some posting issues.
Pancake! Cards, it shows you on the orange team.
Yes, I see that too. Really shouldn't be.
Hey.
I think we're good.
I don't know. Pancake!
No, I can't even.
Nah, I don't see you either on spectators.
I wonder if they're gonna go for a rehost team.
Depends if the lobby glitched, which is very common.
Yeah, Siege isn't known to be the most stable games.
Nope. Square just goes, so, map 2? Let's see if we're gonna have that or not.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it ends here. A very demoralized team already from some turtle issues. Yeah. A pretty bad map from them with a 20 bomb dropped by one of the newer guys here. I don't see map 2, honestly. I think that they're already pretty out of it.
I don't know. I hope they're not in stream because I don't want to mental chalk them any further. But I definitely want to, I want to see a map 2. I have the setup of everything. I set the overlays up, guys. Please give us a map 2.
I'd hope so. I mean, I really do enjoy, their team, and I hope that it doesn't disband, but some things are just, they're inevitable.
I believe the AOT disband has already been confirmed, sadly. Because, let me check the Black Hole Org announcements. Yep, it is come support AOT and semis their final league push. That's it, chat.
Sad to see, but
Yep.
at least we're going to see a lot of them going to other teams and in other, avenues.
Oh yeah, like I said, I believe almost all of them have already found another team. A lot of it, like the disband, was just based off of like some miscommunication to each other.
I don't know, I mean, I see. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. It's a little sad to see AOT go, but it was bound to happen.
Yeah. All right. It looks like Epvi's now finally coming in for AOT, flying him in. He was one of their captains, one of their leaders, so we should hopefully see OT pick up a little steam with him coming back in. I know he's one of the ones who's already been put onto a new roster.
Do you know off the top of your head at all what he's onto now?
Void.
Oh, wow. Okay.
poach isn't the right word because the team's disbanded.
They were
Yeah.
pressed together.
Yeah, it was one of those things. As soon as they disbanded, they didn't even let them hit the free agency charts because it was better just to pick them up right away.
I mean, despite the internal issues, a lot of them are top E1 players. There's not that many of those that go around.
Oh yeah, AOT was one of the better teams. They were an actual under Black Hole. I believe they might have been one of the few paid teams in comp. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, I don't think there's many that exist anymore. I think I want to say 5.2 is paid, but do not quote me on that.
They were, yes.
Yeah, okay. You know what I mean?
Obey is the other one. They are paid. CC is paid. I'm not sure about the rest of any of them. 7 Days might pay their teams. I'm not sure.
I mean, honestly, that wouldn't surprise me because Runner seems to complain every 3 seconds about his roster. So, you know, if he's staying there because there's a bag, that would make a lot of sense.
I mean, chase the money. It doesn't lead anywhere good, but a lot of people still chase it.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of lessons in life that say don't do that. But, well, I guess it's gonna go back to that green.
Do I want to take another? Do I want to take Friday at 9, 5.2 versus 619? I've been doing a lot of 5.2 games recently, so I'm about to say no.
Would, because I used to be a Hyper Series guy, but I'm busy.
After this, I want to ask you about something, but I gotta wait till we're done streaming because I got an idea. You said you're like old head, like you've been around for a while, then disappeared for a while.
I used to watch it as a kid, so I know a lot of the older teams.
Were you like well known as a person in the community back then, or no?
I don't know.
Did you play it all back then?
Nope. As a like 12-year-old kid, I got into watching it. That was like my first introduction to Siege, and then I went back to an T3 coach at 14. Took a bit of a break, and then I'm back to sort of chug console. It's not really what I expected.
Alrighty. Yeah, never mind what I was thinking then. AOT is bringing in their last player.
Okay. What did you intend to say?
Well, I don't want to say it on stream. Oh, I guess I can say it on stream because it is coming tomorrow, and we don't have a whole lot of viewers. But me and the guys over in Black Hole have been working on a podcast where we sit down with an old head in the community, talk to them about their career, about their time here, what's changed, what's new, what they like, what they don't like, and just, getting some stories off them. Kind of like that, like sit around the campfire with your grandpa type thing, you know what I mean?
What you mean, yeah. I think entertaining.
Yeah, we have it coming tomorrow, actually. Let me pull up my screen here while we just sit here and talk and wait. It'll be uploaded tomorrow. Oh, my camera's not working. Awesome.
I mean, it's an exciting idea. I feel like there's not really that much content surrounding the console league. I think that if it ever really wants to become, not even mainstream, just less of a super niche, it really needs that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. So, part of it, like I said, is we sit down with some of the old heads, talk about their time here, talk about their careers here. And, yeah, episode 1 comes out tomorrow, guys. I don't have an exact time yet. That ain't my job. My job is just to edit it, get it uploaded. But it will be out tomorrow. It absolutely will be. I think it's finished uploading right now, yeah. Or it's at 99% uploaded. So tomorrow it is the day it will be here.
Want to give a sneak peek to the couple so we can hear who that special guest is?
What was that?
Want to give a sneak peek to who that special guest is?
Not really. I kind of want to leave the excitement and hype as it is.
Fair enough.
I mean, it is in the video title, but that's for y'all to find out. He's very well known. Been around as long as I can remember on one of the most dominant teams, especially back in the day. And right now, they've got the most solid on-paper roster that you've ever seen. But they haven't been performing up to that quite as high as everyone would expect. Tracos?
Yeah.
Is he even in competitive anymore?
Yes, he is good. Not really. He's not what he used to be. He's good. When I took the coaching job from Lightning, I was pretty active in break because at least there's something there. Because right now we have so many newbies.
Yeah.
You know, having 5 new guys trying to go into SSL is a pretty dumb idea. You gotta have some experience there.
Yeah, trying to start SSL without a like hardcore team is going to be very rough. Did you guys sign up for D1 or D2?
We tried to do quals for D1, and we had probably the worst way to go out. We beat the D2 champs, GOA. I don't remember what they were. I don't know their full name.
GOA? I don't believe they were the champs.
I thought they were. I'm pretty sure that it actively says that they were the champs.
Insomniacs was, I thought.
Honestly, I wasn't too up to date on D2 before this.
My NVIDIA broadcast is just being absolute garbage right now.
I don't know why it's not coming off the top of my head. I don't know. It was some like GOA team, and I remember they were relatively good in D2. We beat them 7-4. One round off making D1. One less, round loss and one more round win.
I mean, one round being your decider has got to be rough.
Yeah, it was rough for the team. I mean, I think that it's a much better team. We got Recap, if you sort of know him from the push earlier, but a couple of experienced players. We might pick up another guy. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. There's got to be runner for a little bit.
I mean, I would never pick runner-up on a roster. There's some issues with that man.
I would agree. It was a very win now move because I really want to make a good D1 team. I want to do it fast. And yes, runner is miserable to play with for more than a season, but in that one season, if you can build a good enough roster, you can go far. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you make a solid point to that.
Plus, if we get being SSL D2 champs doesn't mean a lot. I mean, it's good, but like it isn't the same. You know what I mean? I think there's such a big skill gap. It's kind of arbitrary compared to like being like going like I don't know 6 and 2 in SSL. Is so much more important in my opinion. So much of a bigger accomplishment.
Yeah.
But my idea was to try to have one amazing D1 season, pull in some big names, replace the lost guys, and just try and build a lasting roster.
Alright. So we got everybody in here finally to go into map 2. You still here?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm a spectator. It says I am, but it doesn't really show it.
Oh, that's all that matters.
Let's hope it works.
I hope so.
I mean, yeah, the more I've realized, just because of how consoles run, trying to coach a team in itself feels very arbitrary. It's not
I hurt Runner's feeling. He just DM'd me. He's watching the stream.
Oh, boo.
He said I wouldn't pick me up either. I mean, Runner, it's nothing against you, but your track record has a thing to show for teams imploding, teams exploding, and teams not winning. Like, winning a little bit, but not beating those top of the top shelf brand name teams. Y'all could beat the Great Value, but you can't beat the Kellogg's.
I mean, there's something to be said for doing that, but
Oh yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with winning in D2.
consistency doesn't matter when your entire team is going to hate you by the end of the year.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, that's why I was so set on picking up rookies who had good mentals, because I'd rather sit there and try to develop them. I'd rather...
In Double O, we have a team in the works that is quite literally just kind of a rookie stack of pickups that we're developing in because a lot of them do show some promise.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that there's currently, we have 4 rookies out of our 8-man roster right now, and them show a lot of promise, and I don't think this will last this season, honestly. But you know, I will name one. You don't know him. He's Lido. Lido. First game in, honestly, surprising me, is we went against a D1 team.
Who'd you go
Actually,
against?
I can check balls. I can give you roster name if you know ball crazy.
Yeah. Give me roster name, I know.
Or wait, no, this was AOT. Oh my god, I'm tweaking. This was AOT if I'm not mistaken. It was this exact roster before they had issues. This was a couple of weeks ago. Before we were entirely celebrating that.
Runner goes, hey, we've beaten almost every top team. CC, Obey, 5.2. It's just we don't last very long. You gotta, if you could.
I wonder why.
Yeah, if you could stay from imploding a roster, you guys' team would, like, that. Santos' team would be a horrifying thing to see signing up for D1 leagues. It's just the rosters don't last long enough. You guys start hating each other after 2 weeks. No hate, Runner, but you know it's true. Trello, what the fuck was that beeper?
Unlike him, I am not massively affiliated, and I am a little angry because we were going to sign him, and then he proceeded to say he was retiring and then remade his roster.
I mean, to be fair, if you want him to retire, just give him Destiny. He'll retire. If he has Destiny in front of him, he's done.
I mean, yeah, bro, he had one, I remember he had one, like, really bad game, I guess, and he said, I'm retiring from Siege, and I'm like, what? No,
Yep.
He didn't retire, he sent me a screenshot of Far Cry 6, and then proceeded to make his team with Santos. Hold on, Runner, do you wanna, I can't see it, send the DM to, Thor. Is the team currently on a paid team, or are they like one of the 1%?
Yeah, you guys. I know they're 7 days, so they probably are.
I mean,
Because 7 days is coming into the scene throwing money right now. Looking back into the game, though, that we're supposed to be looking at, Lashago has the electrical room with Gavilan holding stock upstairs. They're already starting to take through this map. Down on the defense side, though, we have Yeshua and Pancake being off-site roamers, trying to hold down this open area, which is great. Runner goes, yeah, I know our issue is we don't last. That's why I'm agreeing. So I haven't said anything. Square TTV finding that first pick onto Lashago is awesome there. Yeshua does get the frag down by Piston Cup. So now it's a 4v4 situation.
Pancake's gonna be all or nothing here. He needs to hold his position. He can't let him go. Find out out of here. They're going direct.
Snogs out, getting some great shots. They're taking Square down, as well as then grabbing control of this server room. Him and Pancake need to hold up and be this last, or yeah, Doc and Pancake need to hold this up. It looks like Doc is going to be going for a roam upstairs. His controller either disconnected or he lagged.
That's so, and you know it hurts to see that because you know you had it.
He would have too, dude.
Not a
Oh, whoops. Rookie mistake. My game wasn't on stream. It's because we were just sitting here talking. Just the first round.
Oh, okay. I think I said the entire thing I was about to tweak, honestly. I was like, really?
No. All the first map was good. I went to my, because I have this thing I put up. It's like when we chat between rounds, it pulls my face cam up, puts a background up. It's supposed to have chat active in the side. And, you know, it's meant to look a little nicer than, like, what I was taught by Kylo, the guy that owns the AEL league, was you never want to show lobby screens, you never want to show menu screens. You know, always have something bound and ready to pull up as soon as those are about to pull. You know, it makes your stream look nicer, it makes it run smoother, and overall it's just a better experience for the viewers. It helps gain traction, helps gain viewership. So I was at that screen without realizing it.
I need to get. I'll need to fix it eventually. I need to make an actual like scene where something in the background is obvious. Like you'll see in a lot of like T2, they'll be like, "Be right back," and they have some like
Oh man, if I was Pancake, I'd be crying right now. Luckily, they had the dock. You wanna really suck though? We missed Snogs Owl's 3K on stream.
Oh, that is.
The worst part is, it was a Glass 3K. It wasn't like something stupid. It was a Glass 3K, guys. And already, he's got Teller's office locked down with the Nomads. You know, he's just in there in deep. The Shago has bottom square control now. Setting up all the track stingers. What we're about to see, I think, might be like what's becoming more of a common push here, where we could see. I mean, we hasn't started doing yet, but Piston Cup dump his bees up through, and then Snaggo has the ability to just floor bang everything. Oh, dude, for the little while where I was a PC player, like we were playing some leagues and stuff. That was our most common push for this map, was a buck below and then fill the entire upstairs with bees. Have one guy rush a plant and then you're perfect.
Honestly, it's a really great push. We honestly just rely on the shield.
Yeah. So AOT disbanded because all the players started beefing with one another. And Epfi doesn't want to play with any of these guys. That's why he was subbed out for map 1. The Shago finds a good pick onto square, though putting his team up on a body. Trello finds one on the Epfi. Gavillo gets one. However, I mean, Doc picks another frag up to even it up for his team. We do have a window player as Diffuser is down, and Yeshua not in a great position to counter it. Gavillain getting up to a 3K. However, Gavillain gets dropped, and Leshego James now has to try and make some sort of play below.
Running out of time here.
And he gets the defuse. Even with the verticality being made, he just couldn't see him. He's used to old Siege where you have to pound case. Not new Siege where you can sit back. So, according to Runner, Epfi doesn't want to play with these guys, so if they go down, they're going to argue and then probably lose quick. Well, after that blowout of the last map, I don't know.
Makes a lot of sense.
It does, yes. Oh, I just cracked my back in my chair. That hurt. But it felt good.
Have you heard about the fatality? Whatever's going on with them right now?
No, what's going on with Fatality Gaming?
Allegedly, this is coming from Sprays and one of the they're having roster. I wasn't told what, but it's enough where you need to 5 more players. And it's apparently pretty happening.
See, I got a feeling that a lot of these AOT guys and some of the RPK guys might end up on Fatality because Fatality Gaming does have Kex. You know, so he knows a lot of these guys. And they could build a pretty solid setup there. But at the same time, I mean, Fatality Gaming hasn't been known to be one of the top, you know, a very good competitor for a while.
Yeah, I feel like they're almost like a lot of APAC teams. I mean, they've got there, but like they don't really do a lot when they do. First go from Yashua here. 2 from Yashua.
Yeah, Joshua is just going off. I really love the Scopus room too. Because look at this. And he's out and he's healed. Alright, Snags out. I mean, last time he played this, he got that 3K. Hasn't done nothing since, but it's only been around. And starting, you know, already down 2 bodies, this is really not a good place for him to, you know, be pulling ground at.
I think the problem is not so much the bodies, because if it was, you know, if it was the action like Glass, they could still do things, but they have no Grim and no Habana, so hatches are gone.
That really severely limits the fact that they can make it anywhere.
Yeah, I'm trying to force it down one of the stairs or isn't really, you know, a great idea. They don't have enough.
Unless they get lucky enough for a soft hatch somewhere, but I don't think they will. I know the Senate team is usually very, very good on making sure everything is reinforced. And Yesh goes for the flank.
They don't have a ping or anything on them. Huge whiff.
Huge lag spike whiff, yeah. His ping shot up, and then he started whiffing. That's been something pretty common to see for him all night, though.
Sometimes the internet ain't great, you know.
If I'm him, I'm calling up my ISP, and I am in their ear, barking like a bulldog. Because that is pretty BS. He had the jump on the Ash. She had no idea. He had the freest kill of his entire life. It just didn't matter. Snogzow will find a good pick onto Trello that gives his team the opportunity now to get in here and get this plant down. Here comes all the smoke grenades, and they really have no coverage of a diffuser. Then to make it worse, they have that glass on the field, so, I mean, it just makes this a super hard push. However, Pancake does have that C4 in pocket, lands one onto him. Gavilan's still up, pulls his pistol out. Here comes a grenade, which forces Pancake into a push here, but Leshego James gets the long angle from Garage.
Brown deemed impossible one.
Yeah, the impossible comes out once in a while.
I think it started, you know, with that kill from the glass there. It just kept spiraling and out of control.
Oh yeah, dude, Snogzow has been going off with the glass so far. Which, I mean, is usually seen as a throw play. You're playing glass if you just want to throw and you don't care about the game. You just want to end it quick, play glass.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if that was, you know, their mentality, but I feel like those kills can really rope them back into this. If they can get their mental in check, if they can rethink and, you know,
I mean,
try to at least have one good map as a team.
There's two ways about it, though. They don't want to be really in the game with each other. You know, the team's on the verge of disband because of beef. So you know the team is fighting. But there's money on the line, and money is the prime motivator.
I'd love to disagree, but I've seen entire D3 teams get broken up over like minimum wage, not even minimum wage, worse than that kind of money.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
4?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Sorry, I had issues with mine.
So you're all good. I was checking a DM real quick.
No worries, I'm good.
It seems like everybody waits until I start streaming to realize, oh hey, I gotta ask you about this, you know, your project you're editing on. I gotta ask you about this. Oh, I forgot to ask you about this earlier. It's like, just fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. It's like, you can't pick better timing, really.
Yeah, you see the the go live notification, and that's what reminds you to message me. Not the fact that I asked you like 35 minutes ago, hey, do you need me to do any, like, remind me if I have to do any of this? No?
Yeah.
No, it's the go live notification that reminds you. And Snogzow with the dirtiest little pixel angle I think I've ever seen. Deciding now to try and maybe rush it up with that pistol or that SMG in hand. However, I don't want to see Trello get dumb enough to peek this. He's usually a very smart player. But Leshego James, I mean, I hate to pull off this fight, eats a ton of damage. I believe that is Pancake shotgun to his face. That might be enough to make Snogzow decide to push in. You know, seeing a teammate almost get dropped. But no, we're at a stalemate down here at this basement door. And Pancake goes for that quick swing with that shotty. Once again, just trying to prove why he's him. And Snagzow gets dropped down. Gavilan picks up a DMR kill, though. Kind of wild to lose that to a shotgun in that closer range.
It was a hipfire kill. I mean, sometimes you just a one-shot headshot. A lot of luck as well.
True, very true. Yeshua goes on the flank, takes one, but Gavilan's still standing. The man against all odds is still up.
Sends roll in and kind of hoping for a little bit of a throw.
This kid's DMR plays, though. He has no recoil, so, I mean, PC check him, but... I'm kidding. Can't PC check him. We're all console. But that DMR is, high-key sus to me. I'm not gonna say nothing, though, but...
I would agree. I mean, it's also an interesting stat line, I would say.
Yeah.
It also would fit. I mean, a lot of these people are already signed, and I guarantee you that with how good of a talent they are, something like, oh, you were closet mousing in a game that doesn't matter. Oh well. I mean, especially for a league that isn't really the top.
Yeah, University
I'd love
League
to say
could one day make it somewhere, but right now it's just kind of not the top of anybody's priority list.
I think that the former Black Guy's current champion is really going to be the rising star of leagues for a while.
Possibly.
They have quite a few good D1 teams and a good amount of production going towards it.
Yo, Mr. Runner, you still in chat?
5 seconds.
Not down to 2 viewers. God, I love how ass my community can be. People just disappear. 2 minutes between a round, disappear. That's a joke about my community, guys. I don't actually hate you. I mean, some of you guys I can't stand, but for the most part, you guys are chill. Squared having rounds just rip over his head, and that is Snoggle, one of the top fraggers for this AOT team, trying to walk him down. They do have live pings on, which could be a really bad thing here. However, the hatch comes open, so he does have some support around him. Just not enough for the current given moment, and the cameras are still there. The lag is here as well. Holy ballsack. Snoggles trying to rush this kill down, though. And Squared picks him.
And he gets to run away too. You don't ever. That shouldn't be anything you see.
No, I mean, he has Trello sitting upstairs as Doc, but he's not running to him, which is a bit odd.
I'd assume that he's worried about the live game. They're kind of waiting for it. His Doc was pinned, so.
Could be, but now he's kind of making this long rotate over to square side.
A bomb has been located.
Which, I mean, gives him a good walk up onto Leshego. But he's got to survive this. And so far, no one can hear him. So he's got the free walk up. Piston Cup has Doc pinned in. I mean, Squared has got to make some sort of play to get out of this basement and get up to that Doc. Or at least get out of this basement so where he can make a play. Oh, Runner's still here. Runner, go promo the stream. I need people. Squared does get the heal, though. Finally, thank God. AOT draws back now, picks the diffuser up. And now it's just window plays. I mean, they have Leshego Dreams on the most stupid rappel I think I've ever seen. But it's still a rappel nonetheless.
Oh my god, he's actually repelling on square.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I was wrong. Maybe the team we did lose to, and maybe AOT isn't great even though we lost to them.
Squared hits a wall bang onto the diffuser. As soon as he heard the case open, he just popped, got him. And Leshego gets fried down by Pancake. So now it's Gavillain left in the 1v.
Repels in. Just one. Down to 1v1 here, 15 seconds left.
I mean, if I'm Squared, I'm not even trying to get aggressive on a peek here, but he will, and he will take that for his team.
Risky play.
Very risky.
Face off. What's your favorite player to cast?
Favorite player to cast?
Yeah. Pete.
I mean, whenever 5.2 is doing really good, I love doing 5.2. Void, they used to be probably one of the best teams to cast because of how methodical they were as a team and how well they executed. FVR was about the same as that. Miami Neon was always great because of their mentality. How they played through games, how they, like, you know, withstood, and just... There's a lot of just the gameplay of them. But, yeah, right now, I'm gonna have to say probably CC is one of the most entertaining. Because even if they have a player having a bad game, someone else will pull up and take their spot and do better. Like, it's the same starting 5 every time. But that they just, you know, they survive.
You know, those reliable, you can trust each other even when you're not up.
Oh, thanks, Runner, for the stream shout out. I'm just looking through the D1 teams of SSL right now.
Yeah. 5.2 has been, I don't know, they've had some odd issues.
They've had a very downtrend lately, yeah.
Yeah, I've also heard, this is much more of a rumor, so take this with a large grain of salt, but apparently Stretch is very much looking for other teams now. So,
I mean, I could see it, but at the same time, I think he would just rebuild 5.2 before he'd find a new team.
I honestly think he would. I mean, unless he was getting a paid position on another team, I don't think he would. Even then, it'd have to be more than he's pretty getting paid now.
Yeah. Yeshua takes an opening conflict against Gavin, but he gets dropped. Obey is good to cast, but it's usually a blowout because they're just a retardedly strong team.
They haven't really had a weak era recently. I feel like they've always been pretty dominant.
They've been dominant since they came in because they get some insanely high paid per win. I'm telling you, their team is close to like $50 per win from their org.
So they'll...
It's stupid.
Wait, Void, or, sorry, not Void. Obey is under...
Wild
under
Boys.
right?
Yep.
They are?
Yep.
I mean, I know they're one of the original org teams, but I didn't realize they were under Wild Boys.
Yep, Wild Boys got those. Pancake gets fried down. I'm gonna say, probably F2 is another good one. They're a solid team. A lot of verticality being played here, and Trello picking up a very nice kill going up that floorboard. As the defense here, you want to walk away with at least a 4-2 split. We got Squared being the most annoying guy ever on this Clash. I know he's probably excited for the Clash rework, so I want to get with him, maybe have him stop in for an episode on a podcast or something, you know, or just get a little VOD with him to see his reaction to it.
He's starting to, or he's running his own sort of, I guess, not podcast, but news source, I guess that's what put it.
Yeah, he's had his own show for, like, since the first season of Champions.
I hope it goes more, honestly. I think that happens.
Honestly, his show is really, really good from him. He does amazing, but it's his production that could definitely use some help. Xenorobic says, why does a zombie not know how to set up this site in a heartbreak? Yeah, bro. Seeing the zombie come out, but just not actually being able to play with them hurt.
I mean, a 3-3 half, though, is pretty good here from a team that struggled a lot. I'm leaning much more towards... I mean, I obviously know that it's unlikely, but Gavillon is kind of... I'm just saying. Maybe do a PC check. So you make the fan use it as different something.
Well, to be fair, Gavellin was on a team, I believe, called Cursed Kings that got banned for cheating. But...
Did you see that? Did you see him on Cade there, real quick? I'm not accusing anyone of anything. Him on Cade.
I'm watching him on Cade right now.
Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure, he looks like he can control the recoil.
Okay.
So, I don't want to say, like, an accusation or anything, but, do we want to just, get a quick check-in here?
Can you, go onto my Twitch and clip this?
Yeah. Can you clip? Do you have a clipping software?
I've got, like, well, Twitch clip thing, but I can't clip it with software right now. I don't have my hotkey bound. I'm not gonna accuse him. I'm not gonna, you know, be like, he's a cheater. But he's been definitely DMR crutching since the start of this map, and he's been doing way better.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, isn't he already being picked up by? He's already picked up by a team, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
I don't know if he is or not.
Okay, so he's one of the unknowns. I mean, it wouldn't be crazy. He's trying to boost his stock, get on a D1 team. You know. Maybe
See,
he's
D1 doesn't like
underhanded.
cheaters, though. The only person I know for a fact is picked up to another team, I think, is Epfi. And even at that, I'm not sure if he is or not.
No, I'm pretty sure he's confirmed. He's already.
And Pancake fell off the roof. Man, Pancake, what happened? Snogzo will find Trello with a beautiful opening pick, giving his team the live advantage.
Yeah, my current. Varsity-
Runner said, yeah, you're right. They are absolutely cheating.
Yeah. Hey, Runner, do you want to clip this for me? Be a little kooky. Because I get it's University League, but on the other hand, like,
It's university. You're supposed to be here to learn and be better.
which is my point. Using a sim is honestly a little worse here.
Yeah.
Strike pack, whatever it is.
Oh, we have Pancake just frying Lashego down. And Yeshua now walking his way up the main spiral stairs. He's got one right on his door to the right and another one to his left. Finds the free kill onto Epfi. However, Gavelin will find Yeshua there. Now it's a 2v2 situation. Piston Cup and Gavelin, the last two alive against Pancake and Squared. I guess it's the good 2v2 that you want to see.
You just might get him here. 1v2. With the Dokkaebi and the calls going out.
Pancake just not able to get around that corner in the right direction.
Yeah, it's one of my first official casts of a league in console. Yeah, I'm actively gonna say someone check go real quick. That is not. Yeah, no, that's not.
Yeah, Gavelin was on Curse Kings according to Runner.
Then that would make a lot of sense, especially with the fact that, at least from what I know, he was one of the few that hasn't even had a rumor about him being picked up. So, you know, just saying. Actually, no, I'm just saying. Yes, I think he's strike back. So,
Yeah, Runner said he will call a hand cam if this goes to the next map.
which would suck because I know a few of them are genuinely good and they're
Is-
trying to get on other teams.
After we
So-
hand cam them, they all just stopped using DMRs and went with regular guns.
That would be kind of funny.
Attackers have located a bomb.
I'm not saying clip should be used as the all-be-all evidence, but when you can't control the K recoil and you're still firing up like there's no tomorrow. Yeah, never mind. I take that back. I'm going to hand cam this man. This is not AAR, but it's being treated as such.
Runner is calling Epfi right now to tell him. I mean, to be fair, Epfi's 0-6, so yeah, I guess he'd be the one to call. It doesn't matter if he's dead or alive. Square TTV finding a nice first pick, laying down Snogzo.
Playing a much more aggressive role in the IGL so far.
Yep.
Not even aggressive, he's getting his kills. I think the big thing to pay attention to is Pancake on the lurk here. Kind of a very all-or-nothing play, but
I'm not even going to give Gavelin any attention. I'm not going to spectate him. You don't deserve it, bro.
yeah, I honestly...
A rage toggle. Look at Yeshua making his way down through this office, though. We have iMain, Doc, and Square TTV up in hallway. Now we're going to see Pancake coming through the garage. And Lashego James finds a first pick.
Swapping mags!
Are you, or you're not host, who is host?
I believe Squared was.
Okay, yeah.
And we will hopefully be seeing them get this hatch open as soon as Squared decides to get off his camera.
missed the. I think he missed that. Oh, the double thatcher confirms the.
Yep, and that drops Gavilan off the board quick. Now it's a 3v4 situation, all to fight for on site.
Can't open the final match though. Instead missed it.
It doesn't matter if they can't open the last. They've got all the rest of them open. They just need enough to cause some panic, you know?
Yeah.
So it looks like Yeshua's actually going to be pulling himself to the garage side. He does have Leshego over there to deal with, though.
Playing very aggressive though.
Doesn't matter because Yeshua is just him. Effie burning a ton of ammo on these guys coming through. Elevator does fry in Doc's head, though. Gets squared as well in that crossfire. With 15 seconds, Yeshua and Trello need to make a play. Trello just drops the hatch, not even looking at the guy right next to him. Gives a free kill to Yeshua there on the Piston Cup, and Effie gets fed another one as this goes to 3-5 in the favor of AOT. Looking like an entirely different team out there from last map.
Yeah, I think that bringing in Leshego is, bringing in those couple of new players really breathes some life. I also think we might have a interesting post-mods. Seriously? There we go. Okay. Yeah, no, it would suck if he is actually to be confirmed using anything, because I think that the rest of this team truly does.
Yeah.
Want to try and you want to get somewhere, but unfortunately.
Alright, in the match chat, they're now saying, their runners going in there, hit him with the, yep, Gale's getting hand cammed. Letting Epfi know.
I mean, I don't know, I hope, I honestly hope he isn't cheating. I want to see this team at least have one good run that doesn't end in, a really sad way, but it didn't look great, honestly.
Epfi just responded in what I can only assume is Spanish.
Okay. I don't know if that's like a time torching tactic or we're just trying to confuse the audience. Or confuse the Discord accurately. Who's your favorite prospect from AOT? If you were to make a team right now, or if you were to get a new player from...
I mean, Snogs out, maybe Epfi?
I get that. I don't know.
I mean, Epfi's not doing great. He's 3-6, but he's a good, good person in there.
And I think that having, at least from what I've talked to him, he seems like a relatively good person in terms of mental. And I think that, having both that good IGL and a good mental is really important for building a good team. Actually, that's apparently why quite a few teams have broken up somewhat recently. Is some very racist remarks from a IGL. I will not name names though. Or not that business.
You can DM me, though.
Actually, why this one is also a bit of a rumor. There was a very, 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 very medium chance that Bit of, or Drake or Bit of was going to go to 5.2 until Stretch said some very racist remarks to the head coach of what was his current team, and then he immediately went off.
No, not my boy Stretchy. Oh, my boy Stretchy.
I'm not gonna name name. I'm not gonna say like it was crazy, but apparently he was dropping. He was dropping the R's.
No, no, Stretchy would never. Don't defame my Stretchy.
Apparently, him and Puka do not like each other.
I can see that.
Yeah, I don't know. I may love Puka mostly for picking up as a coach with literally no idea what I did. He just said sure. But him and his receding hairline did get racially motivated, or had some racial motivation with him. I love the guy. Including Stretch, a little freaky, but he's fun to be around. Apparently he's had some freaky stuff, and some not so nice stuff.
Stretch do be a freak.
Who?
He do be a freak, Stretch.
Yeah, no, I was in the SSL chat, and I had the guess I wouldn't call it a privilege, the burden of watching Drake's my beautiful king fanboy stretchy. So
Yeah.
you know, I mean, good for you for having friends. Like keep that in the DMs, but we do not need to see a thousand people do not need to be seeing that. Any rumors you would like to discuss in this time of player movement?
No, I'm just sitting here reading them force Gale to hand cam.
Is he denying it or is he just not responding?
He's just saying no. I hand cammed last week.
Yeah, so
Why do I need to hand cam again?
yeah, no, I'm not gonna call game, but like
Chat, this will be a very long night. I'm sorry to the 6 of you who are here watching. I wish you could see the hand cam or the chat. No, never mind. No, because Runner's in there and I know how he gets. No, I'm not pulling the chat up.
yeah, do not have a run things. He's fun to play with and he's fun to talk to, but like
He's fun to play with, fun to talk to, not good to stream with.
no, I'm pretty sure he tried to get you banned in 30 seconds. There is much better co-host, my friend. Much better.
Oh yeah. Oh my, I love just sitting here on my thumb, spinning and waiting.
We'll spice up. Not have some long talk. What do you think is the most, storied player in all of Siege?
The most storied?
Or I guess like most accomplished. That's a better way to put it.
In our competitive crew or in overall?
Overall in all of Xbox or all of console.
On all of console or like PC included?
All of console. Just console.
Just console? I mean, Adexi has an amazing story behind him. Like, everything he's done, everything he's been a part of, a lot of wins that he's had. I mean, he's not so much in the winners brackets, anymore. He hasn't had time for the game, hasn't, cared for the game that much. But
Yeah.
at the same time, he's just a wonderful dude. I love talking to him when I sat down with him. It's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I kind of hope that this is a little bit off topic. I hope there's some more content showing the people in the team on the console stage.
That's what I'm actively working on.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, there's a lot of people that are trying. I just don't think there's any like major breakthrough yet. You never know though. Maybe one video goes viral and suddenly console competitive Siege isn't really that small thing anymore.
No, it's still a very niche corner of the community though.
Yeah, as of now, but I think that stuff like World Rivals and it's going to be a slow trend upwards if it ever does. But every weekend streaming the best in a competitive tournament. It's not the same as League. I think getting that sort of people into that side of Siege and the ultra competitive's gonna help long term. Just kind of showing what leagues could be and the good community has so far. What do you think's the best console entry to ever do it?
The console entry player?
Entry player.
Oh man. Pickles?
In leagues, it's not. Okay, that's fair.
Maybe Jeff
That's
Sicko?
fair. I honestly have Pickles over.
You have Pickles over Jeff.
I yeah, that is not a popular take. So
I mean, I have Pickles over Jeff as well for some of that, but I have prime Pickles over Jeff. Right now, I would take Jeff over Pickles. I'm sorry to say it, Mr. Pickles. Still love you. You're still my guy. Still my primary entry on any team I'd have. But Jeff Sicko just has this way about him, this aura. Did I disconnect from Discord? Hello? I disconnected from Discord. Yo, I disconnected for some reason.
roll EDC.
Yep. As I was saying,
Time to reconnect. So
no, I'm still in the game. I just disconnected from Discord. It like crashed.
Oh, okay.
As I was saying though, you know, Mr. Pickles, he's my guy. Love him to death. One of the best to ever do it. I'm still probably gonna go hands down. Like, Pickles, you're great, but Jeff has the more reliable gun right now. Or at least his teams usually are doing better right now. Like, Pickles still does really good at his role, but he's trying to move off that primary entry feel. He's starting to lay back into that flex role, and I love it for him.
I mean, yeah, I can get that. You know, being an entry is, you know, yeah, it's amazing to have that true gun skill. Whoa. Why are we starting?
Defenders protect
We either ran out of timer, or he got into the hand cam finally.
I'm also not certainly saying something, but he hopped off paid after.
Yeah, he's playing an
multiple rounds
SMG.
Yeah, I am no detective, nor am I amazing at catching cheaters, but just say, you know, there's some interesting activities going on here. After what I want to say, it was 3 rounds in a row on paid, or sorry, 2 rounds in a row on paid, and both of them being high kill, you know, rounds. He immediately.
attackers are moving out and located.
Looks to be like an actual zombie setup this time. A little screwed up. But
It's actually a bit odd looking, but I don't hate it.
I mean, a little bit uniqueness here isn't a bad idea.
Yeah, being unique matters.
Trying to be the best you gotta be unique somewhere.
Exactly. Yeshua going for those windows already, trying to take an early pick, but so far I don't think he's gonna find one.
Not really a lot of roam at all, actually. I think they're just kind of giving
As I
second
said-
floor for free here.
Yeah, pretty well bunker hold. And the full vert is already in, like, going into play. They have everybody up top. Except Yesh, who's out on that rappel, but that's where he needs to be. Trello ripping a hatch. We already have squared up above with that shotgun opening some of that floor. And the Shago runs himself straight into Pancake for a first pick for this attack. Piston Cup, once they hit the swing, however, Pancake picks a double up on him as he's just standing there. Snogs out, dropping that hatch, going up these marble stairs, now trying to find an angle on a Pancake here. Don't think he's going to have a very nice, easy one to find it. However, Pancake will find him, and they trade shots back and forth in a whiff battle between the two, but Snogs out comes out on top. Square gets dropped as well. Wasn't quite sure who did him, though.
Zawi decides to hold the elevator here. Try to hunker it.
Not a bad play.
It's going to be a fight against the clock, though. Even team so far, but neither team really has an amazing position, I'd argue. I think that these 6 breach charges on board, if those castles go gone, it's going to be a really hard hold.
Oh, absolutely. And they're starting to slowly rip this whole map apart.
Question is, are they going to have enough time?
45 seconds is more than enough. But it is forcing Snogs out to pull this rotate back up to these blue stairs. Honestly, he would have been better off to try and hold for that marble side.
Maybe you got to remember there's a Goyo on that side there. A flank going from Snogzao.
And
Caught out.
Trello will find him finally. The villain left is the last an open area. Effie trying to hold that staff room.
He's stuck now.
And Effie will find that kill onto Yesh. Flashbang's coming in onto Gavilan. And Trello starts defusing. Just an absolute
He's
beauty of a
gonna need luck
headshot there.
Attackers have
Alright, he needs lots of luck because he has no time, and Gavilan will walk away with that pick. And he's probably sitting there screaming, F you, hand cam for what?
I'm interested about whatever. I think that we're gonna see his kills per round trickle down very significantly. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's on console. He's still a really good player. He's just
Doesn't have the DMR to crutch
yeah. I
him.
mean, I think the only reason I even mentioned him at all in saying anything is
attackers need to locate
he is 3-0 on entry so far. All 3 of those rounds were on DMR arcade shotgun. I'm not saying it's causation. I'm just saying there's a pretty
Do you
large correlation.
Write stats down as we go?
Me?
Yeah.
I have R6 analyst up, and then I can check, and then they have an enhanced scoreboard, so I can see cost, SRV, objective to play.
Oh wait, how do you have that running with that? Like, you gotta send me that because I want to have that pulled up.
Okay, I got you. It's super simple. You gotta
10 seconds left.
do you use Streamlabs or OBS?
I use Streamlabs, or yeah,
Okay.
Streamlabs.
Yeah, all you gotta do is when you're in your game capture, you have to do game capture. You have to set it so it doesn't capture third-party displays or third-party items, and then you can just have this have the enhanced scoreboard pull up, and it won't be shown for the audience. So
Oh,
you can
that's
see
awesome.
Refrags, traded kills, KD, clutch wins, assists, kills, deaths.
Wait, how do
rounds.
I need to figure out how to get the advanced scoreboard though, what the app is for it.
Oh, our R6 analyst. It just uses. It's a much more specific version of Overwolf, if you sort of know what that is.
Yeah, I got Overwolf already.
R6 analyst is pretty common for lower comp teams because, as one that ran one, using a spreadsheet is actually awful.
See, I'm about to download that like as soon as we're done here. Just DM all that to me. I will have to definitely remember that.
I'll show you. It's super simple.
I mean, Doc, finding that first pick there on Lashego. A great way to open this round up. And then Piston Cup also being downed. Squared finding that kill onto Effie. Finding that one on the Piston Cup. That's a long angle for him to hold there. But he's walking
Repel
away
paying
with some
dividends
kills.
So far.
What was that?
This repel paying dividends so far.
Oh, absolutely. However, Snogsdown will finally pick one up to try and even things for his team just a touch. Finds a second one on Pancake as he jumps in. Looks like the Senate team got a little bit too comfortable with that body advantage lead there. And Yesh trying to rush around for kills. Runs him right into Snogsdown to a triple kill. Dude, Snogs having a absolute stellar round here, but it's shut down by Squared, who's up to a triple. Has to hit the quad now to keep his team in this. It's against Gavilan.
Oh no.
The peak with the...
Lag, dude.
Yeah, I was supposed to say, he pulled a gadget and lagged in place as he swung that.
Bad timing. 7-3 to have a pretty dominant ending so far with 5 rounds in a row. I think that the MVP of this MVP of this game is easily Gavilan. I mean, a pretty dominant first half from him. He slowed down much more in the end, but can't deny his first round or his first half success.
Yeah. Alright, so that first one will be going... Alright, that second map, let's give that to... Let me open up my stream thing. AOT. Score, give the right side 1 ding. I think I must have, like, ballsed up my Streamlabs at some point. Or moved my overlay thing. Because all my score pings...
I'll have to check your stream because I feel like it's kind of like Champions almost, just more with your actual logos and stuff.
It's the exact ones that Champions uses, but with my actual logos.
Oh, okay.
I had it
Oh.
custom made by the guy who made Champions.
Okay. Good for you, man.
Hmm?
I don't know, I'll have to... can you DM me how much... Did you pay him? Or did you... I mean, obviously you paid him.
Yeah.
I was going to ask how much. Okay. Can you DM me that? I want to spread some financial information. production round.
Oh no, it's $50, I think,
Okay.
or 40 bucks, or no, wait,
Not a,
no, I think it was this 20. This might have been 20. I am working on something else for me right now though.
something more we can't share, or
Stuff I don't want to talk about yet until I have it implemented.
fair enough, fair enough. I don't know. I mean, I need to get my overlay game up. I'm relatively new to casting, but still. It's certainly helpful.
Oh no, I'm down to help you out and get you started. There were certain ideas that I had that I was trying to implement that all of a sudden I see other people have and implementing. It's like, excuse me, like I shared that to other people in confidence of, wanting to implement it to help their thing out. Next thing I know, other casters are using it for themselves.
Cena.
Yep. No, I didn't hear nothing.
Now, yeah, I don't know what you heard. Something odd there.
Oh, tired.
I can't blame you. This is a much later one than I hoped for. I was hoping to get a shower and study a little bit before AP test tomorrow, but I guess we're going in blind, folks.
You don't need to study for a test.
AP Psych's really hard. It's like 30, not 30. I think there's 22 tests we have to know. Not tests, studies. So like, it's weird. It's whatever.
Man, I was like, this morning I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go work on my bike today. I gotta go pull one of the carburetors off, see why it's, dumping fuel, fix it, get it back together, I have a good plan for today. I laid in bed and did nothing.
Some days it's like that. It's some days you really just want to sit there and enjoy yourself. Nothing wrong with that. Any guesses for first band so far on Charlie?
Blackbeard.
That's fair enough. Amazing math from Pancake. He has slowed down a little bit in the second half, but I think he's really going to pick it up here to finish off.
I knew the Blackbeard was coming. I didn't expect the Glaz though.
I mean, it's an amazing play for, I guess, basement. That's kind of it. It's kind of niche. I don't really feel like that's worth an entire ban, honestly.
I mean, Chalet's an odd one because it isn't just basement. It's that upstairs. There's a lot of long angles you can pull.
I guess. I don't know if I feel like that's worth an ban because, there hasn't been too much of a shield dominance so far, but there's still like you could go for a Thatcher, an Ace maybe if you want to do something crazy. You could go for like Twitch if you wanted to. What could have been Miros to be safe, but I don't know.
Here's my thing though. They kept the Blackbeard off the table because if I remember correctly, Squared is a massive Blackbeard player.
That makes sense. He plays. He's I don't know if I call it passive, but he's very reactive.
He's their shield player. Yeah, he's the adaption player. He's a flex.
If you give him such a good operator to make a gap with, and just see it all, it's really gonna matter.
Exactly.
I'd love to hate, but I've cast squared a couple times. But there's still that shield on the board, and he's going for him. It's hard to do.
Alright, we will see Squirt on the zombie this round. Hopefully he learns how to set things up.
Bit of an odd setup in the first map.
Yeah, the zombie setups the first couple maps were definitely lackluster.
That's a good way to put it. I mean, I'm gonna assume it'd be a basic library extension. There's no mirror on the board, so it's only major change. But
What was that?
I said I'd expect a normal library extension. Obviously, without the mirror, it's a little different.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of teams still run the extension even without Mira. The only difference is that you have to swing. You don't have the utility, you don't have that passive play that can sometimes get you killed, but you have to be the more aggressive one.
Only thing I'd major say is, yeah, as it's being ripped down by Square, that castle barricade would have been awful ideal, I think. Being able to just, you're essentially boxing the dock in. You're making him play his life out, which I think is a really, really dumb idea.
Well, the better spot for that castle probably would have been the window.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate wasting castles on windows because they're nothing but a waste. The only thing you get is some intel that, hey, someone will be pushing here. However, they're really good for, you know, just slowing down and cutting off angles. Leshego eating a touch of damage there as a wall bang from Trello does land, but not enough to really matter.
Pretty hard solar push so far.
I'll say Piston Cup playing his window, trying to deny any rotates over. Gavillain no longer has a DMR in his hand. This time now rocking with an AR.
Yashua is still here though, still holding out.
As long as Yeshua is able just to stay alive here, he'll be solid.
The buck below, he just got forced out there. There's not a lot you can do.
I don't know. I mean, he could have just baited a little longer to try and take the buck down below.
We're going to see a huge step up from Trello and I main Doc.
The guy who's not playing Doc is named I main Doc. Trello walks in, finds some damage on the Snogs out, but not enough to take him down. Finally gets that onto him. Double kill for Trello in this round. Has to heal himself. I main Doc still standing.
I can't see him. We're both getting a lot of damage.
And he's out of stims now. Wasted stim as Shago immediately takes that refrag. Trello up to a triple kill as he gets his re. Now Gavillain gets dropped by Trello.
Win it out.
We're doing a 4K to keep his team up on this first round.
I'll run between these rounds here. I wanted to ask, as you are a little more well-versed in the current console scene, who do you think is the best rising player? Or, like, newer guy, I guess, the best way to put it.
Trello, Pancake. I mean, F2 have some pretty solid gunners on their team. There's an unknown kid that none of you guys will know named Q Dusty who's making his way up through.
I mean, it's a little bit different. I don't know. I'll have to get used to it, I think. Because before in T3, when I casted that, you would have normally notes on at least most of the players, but console is just, it feels a lot more vague to try to get those, so we'll see.
Yeah.
It's also much less, much more casual, I guess. Best way to put it.
Oh yeah, we don't take anything serious here. We're just kind of here, cast the game, see what's going on. I wish that we could be more serious with it.
That's the only thing that I somewhat. I mean, I personally, I don't really find Cino to be like the greatest caster ever. He's a good caster, but I think that he at least makes it. You know, the fact matters that since he's being paid most games, you know, it's a serious thing and it's not just you're doing it for funsies.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it just feels something sort of like PCC.
I take it serious to the point where I am paid by Twitch, so we're having fun.
I mean, yeah.
I do get paid by leagues, like for grand finals and stuff. It's not that they're not going to pay me. I could charge. I just choose not to because I don't want to take money out of people's pockets. You know, like there's leagues where they pull funding for a caster. Yeah, that's whatever. They offer to pay you then. But there are some where all the money that goes to the casters comes right out of the guy's pocket. I don't want to take their money. You know.
Yeah.
I'm here having fun. I'm here doing, just using my weekend, trying to build my own name, build my own rep. So I'm, I don't want paid for that. What?
Doc's holding this library down pretty hard here.
Oh, absolutely. As you already found that first pick onto Snog, especially getting that Capital off the board with utility is massive.
I think if he goes here, it all falls down. It's gonna be. would have been massive, but with one down in Gavilion outside, I don't see an amazing or an easy way for any, win here.
I mean, pretty much just an ace clutch has to bring it in.
Gavilion missing a pretty big play there. He could have seen Izami out of the corner of his eye. Flawless route though.
Yeah, beautiful one.
Over Trello so far. Like,
Trello definitely stepping it up for this match.
yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just a map by map thing. You gotta just make sure you always stay in that mentality. A lot of the best players do.
Starting up 2-0 though.
It's a great start for. Honestly, I'm not personally a big fan of the first floor sites in Challenge. My teams have always struggled with them when I coach, but I mean, this has been a pretty perfect play so far from them. They opt to not include basement in the 3-player or the 3-site rotation. Without a Mira, it's not entirely crazy, but with the Izami on board, I'm a little surprised, honestly.
Alright, sorry, I was responding to someone.
That works. Yeah, this was much more of a random assault rumor. This is from a draft with, I would say, Bogo in it. Allegedly, there was the first baby steps of trying to get a league going. That was Roller Rivals. Which would honestly be it'd be a big step. Just to have all of those views on an actual full.
It wouldn't be a big step for them. Bogo used to own the biggest league ever back in the day. Jaeger League.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Oh, those were the OG days. It would be steps backwards for Bogo.
Yeah, it definitely would be. I mean,
I mean,
maybe if they go back to the league, I would be honestly a little surprised.
what's up, Nosy? No, it would be a step forward for leagues in general, but it would be like bounds backwards for Bogo and Co.
Yeah, if they were to do it, it would entirely just because they love the game, not because they make more money or anything.
I'll say most of the players who play tourneys, it's not that they don't love the game, it's just that they don't want to spend the time for the money. Square TTV find that first pick up on the Gavilan, but that is the hard wall coming open up in office up above. A great starting point for this attack round. Piston Cup now rushing through. He wants to try and take up through Library. Leshego has a long angle to help him out. However, Piston Cup gets fried down by Darkmane. Darkmane picks the double kill onto Epvi. Could go for this triple here as he has Leshego coming up his hallway as well now. Leshego's just a little bit better and does fry Darkmane down. Live ping's coming. They know that Square's going to be close. Finds Square.
Could be a tie-up here thing to get the bandit on piano. Yashua.
I was going to say, Yeshua in piano is going to be a hard one to push out of there. I was going to say, because they had Pancake who's watching from that long angle through that breach. The push up onto that dock, it becomes a lot more complicated. As long as Pancake fried him down, he survives. And that's exactly how it played out.
If I'm not mistaken, though, did Ash have whatever charges on this?
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Alright, let's see what we dealing with now. Back upstairs now after that really nice hold.
Back.
What are you saying, Atu?
5 seconds remaining.
Guards?
Sorry, I am having
Attackers are moving.
a very odd technical issue with my PC.
Oh.
Entirely what's going on. Assuming my
As
siege crashed.
It might have. I'm just having a stroke sitting here.
I think my Steam crashed. Unfortunately.
Yeshua trying to get aggressive on that peak, almost losing his own head in it. But at a 3-0 start right now, all that they're doing is just pushing themselves closer to this little bit of a victory. Just flying in to fly in Senate the finals. Yeah, I believe whoever wins this game will go into the finals. I'm not sure if there's a loser's bracket or if this is just BL1. As Pancake gets pinched in, Yeshua is able to at least get a refrag for him. Snogsdale's not able to find nothing. Lashego does find Yeshua, though, from a bit of a long angle. Looks like they're trying for a solar-sided push here. I mean, Doc just looking for any sort of angle he can find somebody through. And he can see one. Gets the down onto Lashego from up above. Evening it out now into a 3v3 situation. MV still just chilling out on that rappel. You have Villain coming up through this trophy room down here. They got a live ping. They know where, I believe that is I main Doc's at. You're about to see Doc just drop down and try and come down here for Gavillain, and we'll find the pick. Easy one on him. And that is now the ace charges going off that wall, too. Snogzow rushes up. I mean, Doc hits the triple as he drops him, and then FV gets wall banged down and out. 4-0 as the Senate slowly edges themselves closer to the victory. Oh, what's up, Brax?
Excuse the technical issues. I'm getting back at what happened.
Oh, did you have to reload the game?
Yeah, my thing fully screwed up. It is what it is sometimes.
Dude, you gotta love Siege. It's like the best game ever made on literally the worst engine ever made.
Yeah, that'll definitely be a plus of Siege X's. You know, it's finally building on a good base, not building on a base that was meant for a game 15 years ago.
Yeah.
For the chat, a little fun fact of the day: the actual engine of Siege was meant for the old Tom Clancy games, like older ones, back like Splinter Cell. It was not meant for Siege. This was so far in development, I guess, hell, that when it did come out, it was super outdated. And
Well,
that's why Siege X is kind of a big deal.
I was like, this game was originally designed not even to be a PvP game like what we're seeing today.
Yeah, it's gone through some interesting changes, and it's been through many developers, but Gavalion, if there was no wall, they're absolutely destroying someone. Hardwall save, my man.
Sorry, I'm sitting here spinning my mic cord around until it decides to start working again. I have a Blue Yeti mic, and my headset plugs into the bottom.
Yeah.
And, like, you have to sit here and spin it until it starts working. It's stupid.
You know, the library side, all of second floor is free.
Look at Dogs just running and doing a jump out on the Gavilion. Bro just said F you and ran. Putting his team up already a life. Trello does get dropped by Snogzow. He rushes in. We still have this top Mez being hold. Snogzow getting fried down by Yesh. And now Yesh walking up these main stairs. can see the top of Lashago's head, but not able to do anything about it. His Pancake's actually the one to fry Lashago down. And we're gonna see Yesh moving over. He doesn't have his C4 anymore, though.
Down for Pancake.
Dude, I mean, Doc picking the double kill as he lays Piston Cup out. Now it's down to Effie in a 1v2.
It's a 1v1.
Yesh has the live pings, though. And Effie doesn't. No.
That's game. Or that's not game. That is a 5-0.
That's a 5-0. If this goes to a 6-0, it's over.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen... Hey, we can all say it's over, but, you know, I'm just saying, FaZe Furia finals. It's never truly over.
Bro, fuck FaZe.
I would love to disagree, but no, I personally would agree.
We were the
I like
ones
that
at the Boston Major screaming, fuck you, FaZe Clan. Like, we're the ones that started that chant. If you see it on broadcast, which I don't think they showed it, because it's
No,
vulgar, we're screaming, fuck you, FaZe Clan.
They heard it. You could hear it in the background. They didn't fully isolate it.
Well,
It was kind of perfect.
it's literally starts up in the corner, like, it'd be stage right, which is technically the left, I guess. But all the way
Because
up
it
there.
wasn't just you. It started getting really loud, so they couldn't
No.
isolate everyone.
Yeah, but we're the ones that, like, started the screaming it. The fuck you, FaZe Clan. And, like, the three claps.
Honestly, fair.
Like, and then it took over the whole stadium filled with it. And then as soon as we got done, and, like, you could hear the announcers kind of laughing about it, my buddy yells, "I'm gonna fucking call ice on him!"
There's no way.
Yeah.
Forgot. You know, some people are meant for the world of streaming because I think they'd give themselves banned in 35 seconds. So.
No. Yeah.
No, sorry, they won't get banned. They'll just have to go to kick immediately off the start.
Yeah. They have to take that career straight over to kick.
Gotta pull a Jack Doherty.
Dude, it was the best thing ever, though. Like, right after the fuck you FaZe Clan is, "I'm calling ice!" The Boston, SI was probably, like, one of the coolest events I've ever been to.
Yeah,
I had to
I'm
meet
kinda
some-
sad I can't. I was gonna go to. I went to Boston. I couldn't go to I'm not gonna be able to go to the Paris one for obvious reasons, though. Doc caught out by Piston. That'll be the entry.
Good entry pick for him, too, because he didn't even take a shot of damage. Now, between actual Boston, which, I mean, Boston to me was cool. We almost got into a bar fight, got thrown out, like, you know, and it was someone known there. It was just awesome. And then
I mean, yeah.
the city itself is just beautiful.
It's a great city. Yeah, no, one of my friends apparently, I didn't know, I thought they rented out the entire hotel, but apparently he got into the same hotel as, like, most of the pros.
No, they only rent out, like, a floor.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because he was at the, like, the morning breakfast or whatever, and he just
Yeah.
saw, like, he saw, like, 95% of the pros, and apparently it was, if I remember correctly, it was, like, Fabian and someone else talking shit. I don't remember why Fabian was even there. I thought he... Oh, yeah, because he was with Talon at the time, right?
I believe so. Piston Cup
Yeah.
finding a really sneaky one to Yesh. I thought for sure Yesh would have survived that, but giving it straight to Piston, who, you know, Gavilan picks up that one on the Pancake, which should not have. It should have went to Piston Cup. Now I have 1v4 on site here for Trello for their last defense. And he's in a pretty good situation to survive this. Now, when we were there, I think it was Dream was at our hotel, and then someone else, because they all had to get their own hotels.
Oh yeah, because Dream wasn't an official. They weren't like an official org, so they weren't paid by Ubi. They were just they had to pay for everything.
Yeah, they had to buy their own hotels and everything.
I mean, whoa. Okay, Piston with what is probably the most suspicious kill on the planet. Oh, and you saw a pixel of him. Never mind.
I'll say now he's seen him, and they had live columns of him running.
Okay, no, I saw free cam and I saw that entirely wrong.
But nah, dude, like when we were down there, just walking through and getting to meet people just in the hallways, had a really good conversation with they were two of the AEL casters.
Relaxing?
Yeah, it's team double shot. But getting to chat with those guys just a little bit. You know, kind of talk to them about what we do here, and then finding out that they do like the exact same things. You know, it was pretty cool. Got to meet with Fluke, dude. Talking to Fluke was actually kind of awesome.
Yeah, I got you.
You know, people talk shit because of who they are, but to take that away, they started as a community caster like all of us, you know. They just did
Yeah, I
small
mean-
leagues, they did 10-man tournaments, and next thing you know, they're affiliated with UB, and they're big with UB.
You start somewhere. Yeah.
Look at that,
I
Gavilan
used
is
to
suddenly a lot slower.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, and he's back on the Cade, and I'm pretty sure he's out of the hand cam challenge.
No, he's still in hand cam.
Okay, good. So he's actually. I'm just saying. Since then, if I'm not mistaken, the
This
exact
is his
stats
first
of him
DMR round.
After the hand cam. Yeah, after the hand cam though, his stats so far are. I want to say it is like 5 and 9
I think.
since the hand cam, which I am no man to accuse, but very suspicious.
If we watch him, his gun actually bounces now.
Yeah, you know there isn't a. You know, there's actual jiggling to it, not just a flat.
Yeah.
nothingness.
Squared playing that role as the Monty could pull something out of his hat here because he's already walked up, has control of that top library stairs. He does have Yesh playing near fireplace with him, but it looks like they're going to go below to get rid of this Kaid. And that brings this wall open with Trello.
Squared's starting to try to peek his way in there, see if he can find a little gap.
Actually,
Barely dodges the C4.
they don't get the wall open because they have a Kaid, or a tube. But we will see Squared actually walking up now. He takes control of this piano room. Taking away that a zombie there is a massive. Lashego gets a fry down onto Trello though, which really hurts this attacking team because I don't think he actually engaged that thermite once it got placed.
Pancake finally starting to make his way into the building here.
I say they have to do something to try and push through this upstairs.
They're gonna need the Monty to make a move here. Two-Brow's still on left.
And Yesh will get fried down by Snogs. Pancake now taken as well by Snog, and it's down to I main Duck and Square to try and clean this thing up. Bring something for their team. How we will see Square get a nice pick onto Snog. Finally pulling that Monty some really good use. He has to do something though, because they're still down a man. And he will!
Out. 2v2 tie.
Dude, a double pick with the Monty is pretty wild.
You don't generally see the Monty get that many kills. It's only just a space thing, but seems to be doing pretty damn good so far.
Say with 30 seconds left, they are pulling the drones now to watch their flank just a little bit. Here comes the Monty down the steps.
Barely.
Almost finding Epfi though. And Gavilan with
Stay
a long
alive.
angle.
5-2 so far. Gotta be very careful with your AOT though. Sitting on that edge is not a good thing.
Not at all.
Have to go upstairs second. Honestly, I'm a little surprised though. Pancake's been kind of quiet so far.
Yeah, they've kind of minimized his impact so far.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he's also himself has played a lot more passive since map 1. I don't know if it's a confidence thing or they are placing him more in the flex role, but he just isn't having the same impact he did.
Yeah.
Which is to be expected when you got 20 on console.
I would say they have a recharge meter after that. You know, they're like a Pokemon. They use that move and then they gotta wait for it to charge back up.
Yeah, maybe we'll see him pop out here, or maybe we'll see someone on the team sort of take a commanding role.
He's out of his PP points. He cannot use the 20 ball move again for this series. He used the big PP points.
Hey, maybe he has enough points left in for a clutch though.
Oh, he's definitely that one has an unlimited stamina meter.
Pancake? Yes, it does. honestly, since I don't know if it's a change, but since map 1, Squared has played much more of a, I think, influential role in terms of just straight frags.
Yeah, Square definitely has more aggressive. Like, he gets more aggressive as the night goes on, especially if he sees one of his guys start slowing down. Like, Pancake and Yesh both slowed down just a little bit. So that puts Squared into the mentality of, I gotta pick up some slack here. I can't just rely on my guys. And I'm not saying that he has to rely on them all the time, but they are the entries for a reason. And Pancake will lay a little bit of damage onto Snogs, but not enough to pick him up.
Big position to clear here, though, is the Sazami. If she can get out of here, it makes it a lot easier. Nate goes out, he's swinging.
And
he gets the kill.
Dude, Yesh just barely makes it back in that window. Enough damage laid onto Piston, though. He's an easy swing if they can get into him.
That piano Azami being back up is really going to hurt him. They need to get a Flores in here. They get it.
Asking shot received. Snogs picking up I main Doc. Giving man advantage to a definitive hard push onto this AOT team. Villain finding Squared.
Trello getting another.
Now that the gun has recoil, he cannot just long map it. Trello has got to try and make a play to help Pancake here.
One of them needs to make a move here. There's only a minute left. They can't just sit on it.
The swing onto Lashego, though. Very, very high brain play from Pancake. Now he's pulling out his drone. He has to get rid of this bathroom shield, and it will do just that.
I don't think they know the Azami is there.
I don't think they care if the Azami's there. And Epvi clutching that roundup for his team. They're winning 3 straight. Senate is a team that we will see take timeouts. And honestly, right there would have been the time to pull one.
Is there tack timeouts? I'm assuming there's tack timeouts in this custom.
Yeah, there are tack timeouts.
I mean, 3 down, this is where you should, but...
Once you lose 4 in a row, you lose a lot of momentum. 3 down, it's still recoverable with a timeout.
I don't know. I feel like not having a timeout here is a huge flaw. I think it's a huge misplay from Squared. As an IGL, you got to be willing to call that and just willing to regroup.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Perhaps go for a more aggressive blitz here instead of the traditional Monty.
Thanks for the follow, Curse Tempe. What? Oh god, Tempe? Tempe, you're still alive? I thought old age caught up to you. Curse with a C, but probably the same dude.
Probably not. I mean, it would be, if it was, it would be hilarious. He was the dude that tried out for my team. Amazing guy, he just never showed up to tryouts. He's like a 30-year-old dude with kids. Good for him, but like...
Honestly, sounds like it might be Tempe.
Hey, I mean, you know, that's how the Siege console scene has kind of grown. There hasn't been... There was a huge influx, you know, when it first started, but... The amount of new guys is kind of really hasn't grown up all that much.
There hasn't been very much recruitment of outside players. It's all the same players just being recycled round and round, to team. At this level that we're at, we do have some of the highest ranked players. Like, I mean, for example, go into the actual ranked menu. Like, go look at all the numbers champs. Most of them are players within this SSL community, the SSL verse, whatever you want to call it. And Epvi will find that first pick on a Yesh. But as I was saying,
top champs are between, yeah, this and then like probably the Jinxie verse would be the second highest holder.
Yeah, like the rival ruler community. It looks like we're about to see an execute from Trello and Squared here. Here comes, yeah, Trello throws his ability in. They miss that frag, but it's enough to at least clear any close utility. Smoke's being deployed, and here comes Squared with the fuser. Puts his back to him.
Plan stop with the C4 from Snogs out.
But Pancake with a triple kill to bring this team kind of into this. Dude, he can ace. That's the thing. We were just talking about the clutch factor. We were just talking about the X factor that Pancake has. He keeps it in his pocket. It could come into effect right now. Gets swung on by Piston Cup just a little bit. Has Gavilan on a far angle with that DMR shoddy. And Gavilan will pick it up.
Is he still in hand cam?
Last I checked, he was. Yeah, he's still in hand cam.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I feel like I see things very differently. Like, if it's the semifinals and they ask for a hand cam, I'm popping my ass in there immediately. Please do see me. I'm not about to have any reason to even deny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Attackers need to locate and defuse the bomb.
Well, maybe it was a mental
Bomb
shock for
located
Gavillion.
by
I mean,
attackers.
it's very possible, but you know, having such vivid difference in stats after a hand cam is kind of odd. It's not unheard of, but not to the level that he's having.
Alright. After losing 4 in a row now, this is where it matters. The Senate needs to lock in.
5 seconds to go.
How new is the Senate roster?
Attackers are heading out.
Oh,
Not in terms of in total, like when they've actually been together. I want to say they haven't been.
probably 2
this
months.
first minute. Okay, I was gonna say they're.
I was gonna say Trello is still new to this setup. I think most of these guys have been around for a while. I don't know. I main Doc. That's a name I don't recognize.
I thought Pancake was on an academy team for a while before this, but might have been wrong.
I think Pancake bounced. He went from 5.2 for a little bit because he was there learning, as I think a sub for them. And then he went to F2, I think, for a little bit. Rocked with them, and now he's here starting on Senate.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. It's a bit of a path, but I think that if I were to ever step, into a more, I guess, competitive like console comp, going to something like 5.2, one of the big teams, and just sitting there and learning is so huge.
Grenade coming up through the floor, pushing whoever that was off of that wall. Who was that up there? I believe that was Snogzow. Now Snog's trying to find some angles to try and deny this wall, but it's already too late as the wall comes open. Here comes the Monty pushing through as well. They've got 2 guys, but no way to easily deal with him. Monty has really no backup standing directly on him. Pancake will find a good one on Lashego. What was that?
None.
Now Piston Cup. Look at him. He has that long angle in the barbecue.
I think it's not going to be enough. They get the second game. Should be good. As well, and there's no way to stop the vert right now. There's C4s below, but
Snog's trying to make that, just that desperation play to run up on Yesh. Maybe surprise him and get a swing. It doesn't matter.
down here, I think he knows it.
Gavilan last up here, like, on site. Everyone else is off. They got to hold above. And as soon as Gavilan goes down, that frees up Plant. Pancake has up above. Gonna be going for this res on a Trello. And Epvi now, he does have that angle from Trophy Stairs.
Double.
Piston with a beautiful double on the res. And now he retakes the vert. Has an angle where he could find Trello.
He missed.
But we're going to have Monty actually rushing down. Piston Cup dropped himself into kitchen. He needs to get in there and help support his boy.
Oh,
Trello can see the barrel of his gun. Piston Cup up to the triple kill.
he whiffed. He needs to find these kills. It's not.
Dude,
5-5.
holy 4K from Piston Cup to keep his team in there.
AOT rounding together to sort of prove what they can be.
Dude,
Assuming the opt of pauses take attack timeout, but I thought there was one in settings.
there should be one in settings. I don't know why they paused.
I mean, everyone's in here, so it wouldn't be a tech pause.
I have no idea.
Um,
There's nothing being said in the match chat either.
do most bigger or do most like pay teams go by win, or do they do player salary?
They usually just do pay-per win.
Defenders, protect your bombs. You should be defused by attackers.
We're up to 11 viewers, chat. Holy crap.
Hey, we're getting up there. Good man.
Oh yeah, for a stream of this like this caliber for this league, this isn't 11 people is actually a really good turnout.
I mean, yeah, University League is not the. I mean, at least not yet. It's the crowd, but two relatively
It-
well-known teams.
It has a spot where I think it could come up and be great, but
I think it'll be great for development, but I don't think the movie itself is going to be known for having the best.
yeah, I do agree that we do need like a D2 specific league, something just to like help bring in a new gen of players.
I kind of think that the Division 3 of Champions is sort of going to eventually come to that.
I hope
Like,
so.
not.
Yeah, I'm really hoping it does. So I know the Division 2, a lot of the teams in there are still like decent Division 1 teams. Like there used to be a massive shake from Division 1 to Division 2. I mean massive. Like the difference was blinding. Now Division 1 and Division 2 can usually compete together pretty well.
I mean, there's still a gap, but it's nowhere near what it used to be, especially top Division 1 teams compared to, top Division 2 teams compared to lower Division 1.
Yeah, a lot of them are interchangeable to one another.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, we'll see. I kind of think that.
Pancake finding first pick on the Snogs.
Out.
Oh, however, they do have that vertical being held right above his walk up here. That is Gavillain with that DMR shotty. Whiffs it just a little bit. And then almost gets dropped by Pancake for a second kill. Pushed him straight into I main dock.
Zombie sitting on there. I don't know what the plan was.
I think her plan was just to sit there and take a lot of damage. Brax, I see you getting hype in the chat. Send some more money my way. I need some more subs right now. I love you long time. I main dock up to a triple kill, being fed a lot of these off this window repel here. And Leshego feeds him his fourth for a 4K, dude.
6-5. We're finally in the match point here, guys.
Thank God it only took us 6 rounds.
After an extremely debilitating comeback for them, they're coming. They won their round, and then they had an amazing quad off of a rappel out of all things. Piston seems to have been silenced, honestly, in that round. He didn't have a lot of value.
Yeah, they shut him down quick.
If they can't come back here, and they can't get Piston back into his own, this is probably going to be game over for him. Because I don't see anyone else breaking out for a round.
I
Everyone
don't
else is
either.
like- I think Gavian or Gavillain, whatever. I think even if he wasn't cheating before, his mental is already screwed up because he's been off since the hand cam. I don't see Leshego doing it. Getting him subbed in and doing well is kind of rare, honestly. Like you can do better than the person subbed in, but like I don't know. I just don't see it happening. And Effie and Snugs out haven't really had amazing games yet.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, Effie, he's usually a pretty solid player. This is about where I believe you usually see him at. Usually a little bit better than this. Leshego, I don't know, because I don't know his name. I don't know what his Discord is. Same with Piston Cup. I don't know if he's usually here or not. So this is a little bit of an odd one, because I'm not used to AOT teams or names. I don't know what their Discords are, who they are in game.
Only thing that I would say though is, especially if I doubt any teams are watching this, at least trying to recruit Effie if he isn't already on one.
Effie's already on
150
Void.
ping is not- I was gonna say, yeah, 150 ping isn't exactly giving anyone players here.
Nah. Buddy is lagging his absolute nuts off.
I mean, still even being remotely close to neutral with that much ping is sweaty of a game for everyone else. Like some of the better players are below 15 ping at most times. It's impressive.
Excuse me. Looking down, the only off-site player that we have right now is Snog. And technically, I mean, he is half off site, because I think his other half is, yeah, his other half's up in sight.
We'll see how this Monty plays out, though, because he seems to be doing a lot of below.
That is a blitz, good sir.
And my money is now on a solar play.
It absolutely looked like it will be a solar push. But that could be easily shut down by Snogs. Because now he has Piston Cup over with him.
Not going below, though. Snogs up, picks up Doc.
Yeah, that was a run out kill there. Gets a refrag though from Yesh.
Shay was being pushed back.
And Piston Cup is still holding that game's hallway.
Chago has to kind of run away here. Pavilion gets one.
Now we're going to see Piston Cup now trying to sneak himself up through the hallway. Gavillain picking up Pancake off that little heady. And Piston Cup finds the rotate.
You need to kill bad here. With 1v4.
Does anyone want to lock it in and clutch this? It is Yesh though.
All he needs is one good pick here that can really influence this.
And I think getting
There's
Piston
another
Cup off the
there.
board first is definitely his main priority. But doing so with more HP would have probably been the goal. Looking up now, they all have these vertical holes above him. It's just not a good situation for him to be in.
Or he's about to be. This is... He's just gonna hold it.
Yep, he doesn't even have enough HP for a good angle, and Gavillain will find him. Dude, we're going OT all 3 maps. That really sucks. I was hoping for a 2-0 to go to bed early.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to take a shower, but this does not seem to be the play. It seems that we're gonna be up early. You know, sometimes that's how it is.
I mean, yeah, but I gotta be up in like 4 hours. Bro.
I kind of hoped for an earlier day.
What?
I kind of hoped for an earlier day. You know, me, but...
I think we all did.
Yeah.
Located by attackers.
Well, this definitely is going in to show that Chalet is just such a defender-sided map that it's not even funny.
Yeah, it really... Unless you can show us something really unique here, it tends to be... With stuff like in SSL, there's as high as 80% win rate in a lot of matches. Chalet defense, it's really just dominant side.
Whoa, what the fuck?
It's up there with with Skyscraper as being, in my opinion, one of the worst maps to play. I cannot say that.
Which ones?
Skyscraper.
Oh, dude. See, I love a good, entertaining skyscraper map.
I love it when it's good. It just feels like it's so hard to find two teams that are actually good at it. There's so many instant ammo.
Look if you ever see F2 playing it, try and cast it.
Wait, who?
F2.
I thought you said Odyssey would have been like the bomb.
Not the bum, no. Nah, F2 revoked. They're really good. Mr. Bingray, he's quite entertaining to watch. Looking upstairs, we'll have Square making his normal piano push with that Monty.
They really need to separate a killer. And Snogs up picks up the first. Peg kicks off.
I was saying, they're starting to pin him into a corner, dude. That's not a great play for this Monty.
Thermite goes open, so there's at least a little bit more space now. Square needs to find something here.
I say he's really not in a position to, and he needs someone to move up on him.
He needs to be aggressive here. They can't just. He won't win this if he just stays back and plays himself.
Oh, exactly. He needs teammates with him, though. Like, they need to make some sort of push off of having this Monty alive.
With 3 people, or 2 people over here in the ground, really just causes him to slow.
Snogs does eat a little bit.
burn a time away. They gotta make a move here.
I believe we're about to see maybe Trello go for that play. But it's castled off, so that whole play just went out the window.
Oh, Pistons down.
That was a forced swing by Trello going over and starting to beat that castle. Forced him to swing himself into Yesh, which gives the Monty clear room to walk. Monty hits it.
Monty's crossed. He was able to get up, but still.
Dumbass.
Slow is really gonna hurt.
Oh yeah, especially with that already 3 armor character. But it does pin everybody now back into sight.
Gabillion gets a kill with the kill on the Yashway. Good C4 though. No C4s or any utility left on the board.
I say I don't think there's really any utility at all on this board. No, we got 2 flashbangs in the pocket of Trello and then 2 EMPs in the Monty's pocket. But Monty just whiffs it. And the double pick comes as Epi picks up Trello.
We go to match for overtime match point.
Mm-hmm. Seems like this AOT team actually decided to pick it up a little bit. Yeshua might be restarting his game, or he might be going to bed. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I would honestly not be surprised with either. Any word yet?
Yeah. They're having a tech issue on Yash, so he's joining back. God, please don't rehost. If this rehosts, I'm just going to bed. I won't cast the final round. I'll let you do it. I'll be in bed.
I'm hopping off, man. I got stuff to do. I have school tomorrow. I can't be doing this.
Bro, I don't have school. I got work.
And,
I gotta
that's gonna be
actually.
good.
Fuck. I gotta go in an hour early because I gotta get my bike put back together and moved out of the garage.
Yikes.
At least gotta just like push it out of the way. I'm not gonna worry about setting the fuel tank back on.
We'll have to see, because I mean, it's certainly look awesome if I can go from, casting T3 at 14 years old, coaching T3 at 14, casting console leagues and small tournaments, and like going back to casting a successful T3 team again, or I get to a bigger caster. Because I'm just saying that'd be an insane play. I like coaching, but console doesn't work with coaching. Those two don't really exist together.
There's too many big egos in console because everybody in console's already at the end of the line. They're not going to go further in their careers than where they're at today. You know, you're going to win SSL. That's your biggest achievement that you're going to get on console. You might go win a BOGO tourney. You might go do that. Yeah, that's the end of the line right there. There's no pro league. There's no, ceiling to it that you can bounce up to. So they don't take coaching well at this tier.
When you reach stretches, stretch 5.2, or a lot of the top teams, they don't care anymore, honestly. They're trying to win for the money, obviously, but they just don't care at some point, you know what I mean? And it kind of just, because everyone in T3 has that drive. They want to get to the top, because there is a top there, it's so high.
Yeah.
But, it just isn't the same for console. I don't ever see it really getting bigger than SSL. Maybe if Hyper Series can come back somehow, in the most miracle way ever.
So you said you used to watch Hyper Series. Did you follow along why they're done or no?
Shady dudes, or one dude apparently taking $250 from a prize pool that just disappeared.
The dude who owns it took the whole prize pool, I think, and disappeared.
Yeah, that fits.
And there was a bunch for they were supposed to do all the jersey sales and all that money was gone.
Yeah, they essentially just exit scam, which kind of sucks.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing though. It was one guy. It wasn't like it was the staff all, hey, we're gonna rob out and leave.
No,
It was one guy
it
that
was-
ruined everything.
It was it was Astro and then I want to say the commissioner, but don't quote me on that honestly. I don't know if the commissioner did anything. I just remember because he used Astro as a middleman and no one ever heard of the dude.
Mm-hmm.
Using an unknown person for a middleman is kind of shady.
Are we ever gonna get this going?
Yeah, I'm not in the match yet because I'm not an official caster yet on University, so.
Hmm. Looks like we're just waiting for Yesh to try and reload in.
I don't know, it'd be cool if Hyper Series started back up. That was easily, I guess, like the highest production.
That honestly, Champions, we tried to recruit the Hyper Series guys in.
Yeah.
We tried to bring all of them in to do it, but a lot of them didn't want to come. A lot of them moved on. Yeah.
Yeah. The only one that I know that's still doing something is Stampy. I know he's trying to make his own league. That's like very weird. I remember he's trying to make a league that's whatchamacallit? Like it's mixed elo, so you can only have like a certain elo in total from everyone, which a little odd honestly, but you know.
That's honestly, I don't know if you know any other comp scenes, but like Halo is that way, and I believe Call of Duty is that way, where they have like in Halo it's CSR, but a rank limit.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like Siege is so... I mean, that's the whole thing, is like the curve to even get that good is absurd. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I don't know, I hope that someday Hyper Series will come back of some sort, because... Or even not even Hyper Series, just an equivalent of like the same team of people, because that was probably the best, any league has ever been in terms of peak.
Yeah, Hyper Series was the thing that everybody strived for, because people who didn't play comp still heard of Hyper Series. You look on Twitch, like, Hyper Series was a main page thing for Siege. That's before the BOGO guys all blew up, like, Jeff Sicko, Jinxie, and all that.
Yeah.
They played Hyper Series.
But yeah, wasn't that what Bogo, or no, I know Bogo had his hand in SSL for a small amount of time and then Jaeger, but did he ever touch Hyper?
No, he really didn't have a hand in SSL either. He was just kind of there, he was in the community of it, but I don't think he helped make any of that. That was all Mr. Scissor himself.
Yeah, this is also something I heard, is that, well, not apparently, there's a very slow transfer of sprays taking over.
There are some talks about SSL in the future of that, but that's nothing more than rumors and hearsay as of right now.
What I would say is, that may be true from the outside, but at minimum I heard, that, sprays at minimum did confirm that there is actual talks about that happening. But I also don't think that's true, honestly.
Alright, finally Yesh is back in.
12 years later.
Yep.
Okay. Glad to get this show on the road.
But yeah, as we were saying, like right now, just the SSL league itself is kind of the top dogs of where everybody needs to strive to be.
Yeah, I mean, that's the highest so far.
Defenders protect your
So I don't know, I
bombs.
feel like the communities for SSL and like Roller Rivals are pretty split, honestly. I don't feel like there's a lot of...
The SSL guys all play Roller Rivals, but the Roller Rival guys usually don't know the SSL crew. When I say Roller Rivals, I mean, yeah, Stompin', Mingo, Jinxie, like, they might have heard of it.
At one point, but they don't actually play it.
Yeah.
Like, the only one that I know is Charlie Worley did,
Jeff Sicko actively does.
Really? I thought he was.
No.
I thought he was retiring or something.
Well, he pretty much,
That
for
was-
the most part, he's done with leagues. But
I was gonna say,
he, for 2 seasons, they went in and dominated.
I mean, if he really wanted to, I'm pretty sure any team would gladly have him.
Oh, he's on 5.2 right now. He's a sub.
Was he, I was gonna say, I didn't think he was an active, like, full-time
Nah,
player.
he plays whenever he wants to. Probably, like, grand finals, they'll sub him in if they make that far, you know? Playoff games, sub him in.
I mean, 5.2 is probably one of the key rosters. I'm not saying there should be a fit, but if there was ever betting for console siege leagues, 5.2 would, I guarantee, have one of the highest odds to make playoffs. Not to win it, maybe, but I feel like they haven't missed playoffs in forever now, if at all.
See, and that's the thing, too, is Jeff Sicko and all them, they have that chemistry with Visix and Zemfi and that crew. Because Jeff was with
Yeah.
all them already on a team. But they just, for some reason, that whole crew on 5.2 right now, just, they're having trouble getting the ball rolling. They struggle in games. And a lot of it's from them just not taking the game quite as serious as they used to.
Yeah, I've heard recently they've been playing, like, they've taken ranked more seriously, honestly.
Well, they do, because ranked is how they make their money. Like, they are paid ranked carries right now. You know?
Oh, yeah, boosting, that makes sense, actually.
And they get, well, like their TikToks and stuff. They make a lot of videos. They get a lot of views off of their ranked stuff. Back into this game, though, it looks like we have an execute coming. Senate is back on the defense. They're kind of spread out thick here. Flaxy said Champions is better than SSL, and I got one thing to say to that, Flaxy. It is not. Like, I don't want to be rude. Champions does have some good production, but SSL has the better, like, longevity.
1v4. Trello to 1v4 to close it out. Gets one.
Effie will get the fuser down, though.
1v2. 1v1.
Dude, him
All down
pulling
to
the
an
ace out.
Leshego.
If he gets the ace here to clutch this up and keep his teammates in it, it's going to be one of the most insane moments I think we've had on this whole series.
He's got to do something though. He can't just sit there and try to.
Well, that's the issue. He has to push up on Leshego.
And Leshego has the better positioning here. Time's on the essence. He only has a couple of seconds.
Flashbang's going to hit,
Flash-
and this one's over. It's over already. It doesn't matter if he gets the kill or not.
AOT to clutch it out.
And AOT to Grand Finals. The team from the brink of disband makes a Grand Finals. You can't even say
I'm
the
not
brink
gonna
of
say-
disband. They've disbanded already. The players are
Yeah,
spreading
they're-
out. The announcement's made that
Yeah.
they're done. And yet they are making a finals together. Talk about a last ride, dude. Alright. Any highlights you want to talk about before we call it?
I mean, you just gotta talk about Pancakes. At minimum, he was consistent. Yeah, he didn't win, but he was always putting up good numbers, and he always was doing his job.
Alright, that 20 bomb was something special.
You know, you rarely see that kind of thing.
Oh, almost never, honestly.
Yeah. Knowing them, though, they'll be back.
Oh yeah, the Senate isn't going anywhere. They're pretty much solid locked in. They're here to last.
Yeah, they're hungry for trophies.
Exactly. Alrighty, I'm gonna call the stream here, guys. Everybody have a good night. We'll love you.